3, 2, 1.
What up, what up, what up, people? How y'all doing? I am
What's
sorry
up?
that we are running late, but I had to watch Stargirl, so I'll be able to intelligently speak on it. Um, Welcome to the show. This is a special edition because I was not able to participate in the show past Sunday, and Jason Terrence carried it on. So we're gonna do a 2 hour show tonight to try to make up for that. And also we're gonna talk about Stargirl and some other things and see how this thing goes. So what's up, Terrence? What's up, Jason? How y'all doing?
All right. I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
What'd you think of the intro
You
there,
know Danny used the
Terrence?
wrong one, right?
That's Equilibrium, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I sent you the updated one.
Yeah, before I could get it on there, I got a partner that's like because it wasn't in MP3 format or whatever, and I didn't get a
Oh,
chance to get that one. But the
okay.
next one will be right.
No problem.
So is that to your liking, Terrence, or is not your cup of tea?
Oh no, that's fine. That's completely
Okay.
fine. To me, creativity is important, and you're not gonna really get a lot of friction from me unless it just rubs me the wrong way.
I got you.
Cool.
Well, I just watched Stargirl, and I'm feeling like I'm not educated enough because half the people on there, I didn't have a clue who they was, especially the bad guys. I saw what's the guy named Wildcat. I recognized him. Um, I think one looked like the Spectre in that picture, and I saw the Flash. But everybody else, I was kind of like, and I think I saw was it Owl Man,
Our man,
Owl like the bird,
no,
Owl.
our, HOUR,
Okay, 'cause
man.
I thought he had a bird like an owl sitting on his. When they showed that picture, he had like an owl sitting on his forearm.
Oh, you talking about Doctor Midnight? That's what you talking about.
Oh,
Because the other guy is
okay,
our man.
okay. I definitely don't have a clue about the Justice Society lead, so I'm gonna have to read up on that. Um, what did you think of the show, Terrence? I mean, I think you more knowledgeable than Jason now on this.
Oh yeah, I know about all of these characters that they have on there.
Jason, you there? Jason, Jason, you there? Go ahead, you can come back on.
Yeah, I know about all of these characters. Very much rooted in old school DC lore. Um, I guess the way I can go about talking about this is going off of your questions, Danny. You know, versus going into the
You
specifics of
guys
the
hear me?
show.
Now we can. First of all, it must be they don't have good leadership. I'm assuming because I saw Doctor Fate. I know him because it only seemed like 5 bad guys that I count, and it was like 10 of them. So I'm kind of seeing are they were they that much overmatched or what was the deal?
In terms, well, in terms of the Injustice Society, they're just as powerful as the Justice Society. Each one of their members can essentially counteract a member in the Justice Society. So, nope, lost Danny.
I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So in terms of the opening sequence where you had the big battle taking place, and Stripe C was trying to show up to help everyone. Um, Jay Garrick, I don't know how long he was there. It might have been where he was there for a short time, and then maybe he went to confront other members of the Injustice Society on another front. Doctor Fate was not there, so there were quite a few of them that were not present. But the ones that were, like Wildcat, Hour Man, Doctor Midnight, Starman, they're pretty good themselves. But against, they had Icicle there, they had the Wizard there, they had Tigress there, they had Solomon Grundy there, and they had Sportsmaster there. Between the five of them against those individuals is a little bit much without the rest of their teammate, especially if they were cut off guard, like they just kind of showed up and it was just, with the intent to kill. And then it pretty much ended with just Starman by himself against the rest of those five, which is too many. There's too much of you have telekinesis and telepathy from Brainwave, then you have magic from Wizard, and then you have the superhuman strength and speed of Solomon Grundy. You have the great martial arts prowess of Tigress and Sportsmaster. Like, you're literally looking at a slaughter type of situation without specific members of the JSA being there at that moment in time. You without Jay Garrick Flash, without Green Lantern, without Doctor Fate, without Hawkman, they're very much in a world of hurt. So I felt like that plan was perfectly executed by the villains, that they knew that certain members of the JSA were not present there, and they knew when and where to attack, because it was too overwhelming of a slaughter. That can only happen when you have a powerful force and you have a well executed plan.
Well, those that were executed
It
plan
was really
because they was kicking their ass. First one was Wildcat, and then I saw Starman seemed to be holding his own, but he just got kind of overwhelmed by the numbers.
Yeah,
mhm,
yeah, that's
mhm.
that's
And Flash was already dead by that time. They showed his hat on the ground. So,
Uh,
yeah. See, that's my thing. Like, I didn't see Jay Garrick's body, didn't see Doctor Fate's
mhm.
body, so I'm under the impression that there are more powerful members who are not there. Because
Well,
if Doctor Fate and Jay Garrick were present and then they got killed, I feel like there's no real feasible way to kill them unless you completely caught them off guard. Like, Doctor Fate would have had to been in a position where he was not Doctor Fate and his helmet was off and he was just chilling, and then Icicle like shoved a glass shard through his throat or something like that. And then the same thing
mm,
with Jay Garrick. Like, it would have to be positioned perfectly. So I would like to
but
think
wasn't it?
that. Hmm?
Wasn't his hat on the floor though?
Yeah,
They
his
showed
hat.
his hat.
Yeah, his hat was on the floor.
You
It,
think
it.
he escaped though, right?
I would like to think he escaped, because
Hmm.
if indeed he is dead and they didn't really show us his body, then it, again, would have to fall into the well executed plan, that they knew the routine, they knew when and where they were going to be, and they strike at the perfect moment. Because
Hmm.
I noticed that one of their members was not there, even though they have many members in the Injustice Society. Dragon King was not there, and he's the one that comes up with a lot of the plans aside from Icicle. And he's the brilliant scientist. He experiments on himself and a lot of the members of the Injustice Society for the sole purpose of being ready to take out and attack the JSA.
the only one I seen that they killed seemed to be the magician.
The Wizard.
or the wizard, whatever the hell his name is.
Um, I don't even think that he died from that blast because like when they were doing the exchange, he got
But
hit with
I didn't see him outside whenever it was like the snake lady, icicle,
yeah.
the the,
Outside it had a Tigress,
Mm-hmm.
Icicle, Sportsmaster, Solomon Gundy, and yeah, and Tigress. So I mean, it could be that he died, but it could also be that he was injured. In the same way that I don't think that Brainwave died at the end of the episode.
Well, is this connected to the Arrowverse?
Um, well, at the end of the Crisis crossover, they showed us that the multiverse had reformed, and it
Mm-hmm.
showed that the Stargirl characters are on Earth
Oh.
too.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
sort
I
of,
wonder
but not really.
how much time passed from that fight until now, to where we see present day. She's a little girl when the fight happened, like
So,
Oh
5 or 6,
yeah,
was it?
yeah,
yeah, it was 10 years.
yeah.
10 years.
You got about
Yeah.
10 years. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so it was definitely a pretty big time jump because with with the JSA disbanded in the sense that a lot of their members were killed. Um, the villains themselves are sort of just like waiting in the shadows to see what's going to happen. Like if any sort of survivors were to pop their heads up, like, oh, we missed some, and then it comes into question, like, okay, well, where were they when their other teammates were getting attacked? But it's just the mystery element because we don't know exactly how that came about. We didn't see their plans implemented. It was just meant to show us how powerful the Injustice Society were right off the bat and just kind of put it in your face. Like, if you're wondering the prowess of these characters, you don't have to because we're going to show you slaughtering these characters slaughtering the JSA at the very beginning, which I thought was just great. I'm like, holy shit, because usually when you get to something like that, it takes like an entire season. But it's like, how do you feel
Mm-hmm.
when they just start off with something that intense? Just to let you know that there's a reason as to why the next generation has to pick up the mantle because everybody else got slaughtered, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for all I know, the Injustice Society may still have some of the members alive and they could be held captive somewhere. That has happened before too. There's so many different components that I don't know, and they can entertain that throughout the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. When he called out Grundy's name, I was like, oh, yes. And, bro, that first 10 minutes, I was like, this is how you start off a fucking show, man. You know what I mean? This is how you start
Hmm.
off a show. I was hooked right away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Right
then they
away.
lost steam. They lost steam.
You find the last theme? I enjoyed it.
It
nah.
was a lot. Wow.
Well,
I'm not.
okay, here,
If I gotta give it a grade, I'm gonna give it a C minus. I'm not
Really?
nah,
uh,
nah. My
because
grade is
one, I don't know the characters.
Mm-hmm.
The first 5 to 10 minutes, like you said, was hot. I was like, yeah, this is right. But then from the time that she's a little girl to the time she found the staff was a little slow for me. Then she trying to learn the staff. I know you gotta learn it and stuff, but
First episode, right? So, of course, that
I'm
happened.
just saying the first episode
I
is a
mean,
C. I'm gonna
okay,
watch it. I
okay.
can tell
See,
you right now, is Heads and Shoulders better than Batwoman. Heads and
Absolutely.
Shoulders. I'm just saying right now, as far as I'm excited for next Tuesday, not so much. But I was kind of like that with Black Lightning, so I'm gonna give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
see. From my perspective, because of number one, how much knowledge I have. There's a certain kind of lenses that I'm looking through. I'm like, okay, your first episode, you've already done a whole lot in terms
Mm-hmm.
of introducing an intense situation. You're immediately letting the people know why the next generation is important because they showed it to you. Because ordinarily when you have incompetent writers that don't have passion about the material, what they would do is they would spend like 6, 7 episodes trying to convince you why they're important, but they did this right away. So you don't have to wait 7 episodes to see, because of the severity of the opening sequence. And
Mm-hmm.
then the rest of the episode is to get you to know, Courtney, who's going to be Stargirl. You have to know her. You have to see her family. You have to see why she's special, and then what Pat's connection is to the JSA, and then how he's going to come into play with her working together. And then over the rest of the show, you will get the other villains finding out that somebody is worthy of the cosmic staff, which should not be a thing. Like how they had that scene where Pat was talking to her, and then she's like, "Well, Starman is my father." And when she put that picture next to the JSA picture, I'm like, "Well, first of all, that picture that you're holding does not look like Starman. That looks like a
Mhm.
character named Samuel Curtis, who is a real character from the comic books, and that is her biological father. And Samuel Curtis is evil. He's a character that works for the Royal Flush Gang, which is a group of villains. So her father is evil as shit. Her father is not Starman. So the show might, however, maybe twist it, but I felt like Pat kind of served as like a Terrence character, like when he was like, "That'd be the coincidence, the end all coincidence." Is like,
Mhm.
no, 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 it's Sylvester Pemberton. That's not his name. So the way I saw it is that Jeff Johns is the one that wrote this, which is great because he's the one that created the character in the first place. So, I know that the flow and the direction is in good hands because he's not going to let anything happen to these characters because this is a personal character based off of his sister who died in an airplane explosion. So there would be a certain care that is taken to these in a way that you're not going to get from other comic book properties where they just like, yeah, just throw it out there, and then if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So because that extra attention to detail is there, I understand immediately where Jeff Johns is going, and then he can also throw in some curveballs for the people that are familiar with the character to keep us on our toes, which is also important. To where I'm kind of, it's like for me, it's like a beat by beat thing. I'm like, yep, same color car. The person looks like the character. It's exactly how I want it. And then I had to ask myself, like, there's going to be some surprises in here, and I don't know where they're going to come from. So that also created an extra layer of excitement for me because I'm like, these villains from like Grundy, for example, he's been in the different animated films. People that watch those are familiar with Grundy.
Mhm.
Tigress has also been in the animated films. Oftentimes when you see like League of Assassins based stuff, you will see Tigress, and you also see Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster was also on Young Justice for a little while. He was feuding with the Black Manta character. He was actually whooping Black Manta's ass, which was awesome.
Mhm.
So the rest of them, however, I feel like it is very dependent on if somebody watched Smallville when they did the Justice Society for a little while, or if they watched certain episodes of Legends of Tomorrow, like Stargirl, and some of the JSA members did appear for a little while to help the Legends. They did a couple episodes with that. So there's stuff there that certain people can be familiar with, and then the rest is like you kind of have to just learn as you go. Like Icicle was a huge deal in that Smallville movie. Like he was the guy that was actually killing the JSA members because he was hired by Amanda Waller to do that. So that
Mhm.
way she can do the whole Suicide Squad thing, and that played into convincing the government and all kinds of stuff like that. So Icicle by himself is beast, like to where he can definitely take out multiple members by himself. And the fact that he has help makes it even worse because again, you have different areas of attack. You got this person that can do telepathy, telekinesis. You have martial arts. You have magic. You have superhuman strength and speed. You essentially have all your bases covered for no matter who shows up, you will have somebody that can deal with that person. That's what makes them so dangerous. That there
Mhm.
is an answer for every character.
Yeah, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Mr. Fate is much powerful than that magician, whatever, the wizard or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Which is why that scenario would only work if he were not there, or if
Is the
again,
wizard, what's the girl name? Zatanna's daddy?
That guy? No, 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 no. I don't think so. Like that, if I remember correctly, he is a character that, when he was a kid, he was a criminal, and then he did like some travels. Like he traveled the world to learn different forms of magic, and then when he ultimately got recruited by the Injustice Society, that's when he started using his magic for evil. So like he's been fucked up since he was a kid, and the only thing that he's done is do crimes, go to jail, come out of the jail, travel, learn more ways to hurt people. Like that's his entire thing. Like he's a fucked up character.
Starman was on DC Legends of Tomorrow, right?
Um,
When they
You
did
could
the
have.
JSA.
I think he was there for a little bit, if I
Yeah,
remember.
it was like a little episode where they went back in time, and I was wondering, is it the same Starman that was in that one? Is it the same guy that played
No,
him?
no, that
This
no,
guy
it's a
here, he
different
must
actor.
have paid his agent. He must have said, "Please, please, 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 get me a superhero role." This guy here is a comedian. He's the guy that plays Starman is like the host of what's that show? It's a game show.
Really?
Um, yeah, what's his
Yeah,
name? He,
that's a different actor. Like in fact, Stargirl is different. Wildcat is
Mm.
different. Like they're all different
Well, I knew
from what
Stargirl
I've
was different
seen.
because she's younger, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, I thought they might have kept the same actor. And even the guy that played Patrick, he's a comedian.
the guy that plays Stripes is his brother is a famous actor too. I can't think of his brother's
yeah,
name.
the guy that's playing Stripesy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen him in different comedies. I remember he was in that movie Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence. Um, so yeah, he played a cop in that movie.
his brother got
Um,
blonde hair, real funny.
Hmm.
I can't think of his name.
what
Owen is it Owen something?
He was in
you
Old
talking about? You
School.
talking about Owen? You talking about Owen Wilson?
Yeah, that's his brother. That's Owen Wilson's brother.
Oh, okay.
Stripes.
Mm. Yeah, Luke Wilson.
Yep, they're
Yeah,
brothers.
Luke Wilson. He was in that movie Old School. Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
Yep.
because like I mean the actor Patrick Wilson. I mean for that particular role, he fits that character.
Hmm.
Like that's exactly
Hmm.
what Pat needs to be. He needs to be what Patrick Wilson can do with his acting ability. So when they cast him, I would have never thought about him, but it was just I feel like I usually gotta see stuff in context to give a really good opinion. But I'm like,
His name is Joel McHale. McHale that plays Starman, and he's like a comedian.
I don't know.
I've seen his face before. Like when he showed up, I was like, I've seen him before, but I couldn't put any.
So have I.
It wasn't like because
Hmm.
from seeing him, I wasn't like, oh well, I follow his work. It was just like a familiar face.
Remember the reboot of that game show called Card Sharks? He hosts that.
Mm-mm, nah.
Yeah,
Card Sharks. I don't remember it. Mm-mm.
yeah. It came out like
Yeah.
last year, right after like what's the lady that did Pressure Luck, Elizabeth. Uh,
Rest of luck. I don't even know that one.
okay, who's the lady that directed Charlie's Angels? Her name was Elizabeth something.
Oh
Oh
God,
yeah, yeah.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks hosts the new game
Mhm.
show called Pressure Luck,
Oh,
and
no
her and
wonder I
Joe
didn't
McHale,
watch it.
that show comes out.
Right, right.
But
Yeah,
So
it hasn't come out yet.
I
It's
thought
coming out though, right?
no, it's already came out. It was like it's old. It came out like last year, maybe the year before. But I was saying all that to say this
Mm.
is that I think he was the wrong person for something. I'm glad they killed him off the first episode because he would not have been a good star man.
well, I mean, like from what I saw from him, I was like, he's all right. Like,
No, he was trying to be
um,
Mhm.
funny at the end. Anybody but you. No, 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 not
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
that part was
yeah.
funny.
Anybody.
That was funny, you know.
Starman is he's a smart ass. Like that shit that he was doing before he dies. That is stuff that he does. But like before he died, though, he did say you were a good friend, and
Hmm.
that was actually more legitimate than the silly shit that he was saying before that. He just likes to keep you on your toes because if he didn't like or respect Fat, number one, he wouldn't be around his entire family. He wouldn't be the family chauffeur and the engineer. Like, you're not gonna deep root somebody into your family that knows all your secrets, that knows the entire JSA, if you don't like and trust that person. That would never happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found
I,
that scene
I,
funny though.
I'm scared for this show. I think it's better than Batwoman, of course. I think that is the worst. Well, let me change that. Cloak and Dagger kind of put me to sleep as well. But
I don't
as
think
far as,
Cloak and Dagger is worse than okay, with Cloak and Dagger, Danny, I feel like I liked it, but it didn't have the fantastical elements that it should have had. So many would consider it boring. But I feel like there's a difference between one's opinion on something being boring versus the show being bad. Like Batwoman is bad in every single area. The actors and the characters are not likable. I feel like the people they picked for Cloak and Dagger, I'm like, they cool. They just need some other stuff to
they
work
were
with.
on the wrong network. That what was it called? Freeform or something.
Freeform.
Mm-hmm.
It's not popular enough. No, a lot of people ain't even heard of that network before. I know I haven't before Cloak and Dagger, and I was excited because in my mind I could see the Cloak and Dagger I seen on the TV and the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing like it. It was more kind of love story ish, and I quickly lost interest, and I couldn't tell
Yeah,
you like
yeah,
I'm
that
like
was not how they should. Like, they took a fraction of what those characters are. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, they seem very very normal in comparison to what they are in the comics. So, Kevin Feige would have done them in the proper way, because that one was a more grounded, more serious kind of Cloak and Dagger. But see, again, that's just a taste thing. I feel like with Batwoman, it's just bad. And then if we want to look at like Stargirl, Supergirl, and Batwoman, number one, Batwoman is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Stargirl just started, so it for Stargirl to just be starting, she's flexing on all those other female heroes.
Okay, but you
Like
don't
that.
have to eat fish to know that whether it's stink or clean. You can smell it.
No, that's fair. But sometimes, like, with these comic book properties, it is really you gotta
Like,
you gotta watch it first
like I
to
said,
really know.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Right. No,
I,
I know you. I know you
Mm-hmm.
would.
I was not overly excited tonight. Like I said, I agree with with Jason. The first 10 minutes, I said, "Man, if it's gonna come out the gate like this right here gonna be fire." But they, I don't, they blow their load, bro. I'm like, for 10
Oh,
seconds.
no.
No,
I cannot use the expression "they blew their load," because to me
Well,
that would imply that there's nothing left, which is
mm-hmm.
not true.
and on
Uh,
that particular episode, was you excited about any other part of the episode than the first one? Not even
yes,
the fight with her and
the whole.
Tire Thor, whatever. I don't even know his name. I call him the Tire Thor. He was throwing
I'm
tires
not.
around.
I'm not speaking for anyone else, but for me, because I am a fan of these characters, I'm excited about any and everything that they do, as long as the characters are written properly. Like, again, remember
Mm-hmm.
when I told you there was no agenda, stupid
Mm-hmm.
ass shit that we get in Batwoman and fucking Supergirl most of the
Mm-hmm.
time. There was none of that shit. It was just
Okay,
character.
how old is this girl?
She should be like
Like
around
15?
16 or so, something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
She already talking shit. Your secret's safe, but as long as you stay out of my way. Shit, she don't know what the hell she doing. Almost got killed because she don't know what she's doing and arrogant. Uh, uh, I'm like I said,
No. See,
I'm not going
Courtney
to cash. Go ahead.
Courtney needs time to
To
Courtney needs time to grow on people, because again, if you don't know the character, it will be
I,
easy to more or less go off of what you see, and the rest would have to be revealed to you. That's understandable, but I'm telling
I'm,
you, like, Courtney's just that wholesome character. It's like, once you go with her through the journey, you want her to succeed, and
well,
and, and her and the way that she cares about others too. Like, I'm telling you, like
I
Stargirl's the
saw
lead.
that. I saw that tonight because she defended that girl at the table. So I
mm-hmm.
saw that. And because you are familiar with the characters, I'm gonna take your word on it. But if I gotta give it a grade tonight, it's getting a C minus. The conversation that we had and now brought it up to a C. It ain't getting a C plus. So I'm gonna go from C minus to a regular C. But
I
Well,
give it an A.
it better bring it.
yeah,
It gotta bring it. It gotta
but
bring it.
to kind of go back to what I was saying though about between Stargirl, Batwoman, and Supergirl. Batwoman has been on for 20 episodes and it's really bad. Really, really bad. At best, you have maybe 2 episodes that were just okay out of 20, which is still an F plus plus plus.
But you know you
So
can't. You got to blame the writers on that. I don't know what is like the CW writers switch places with the DC movie makers to say, okay, let's tag it because none of the other properties stink like Bat. I don't know what they did with Batman.
it's exactly the it's well, it's mostly the writers. I also think that
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of the casting too, but the writers are at most fault. The whole thing needs to be rebooted. But the point is that Batwoman is trash. Supergirl has been on for 5 seasons, over 100 episodes. Now,
I like
Su-
Supergirl.
Supergirl has a lot of trash in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
when Supergirl is bad, it's really really bad, and when it's good, it's good. Like it has a roller coaster effect, and
You
it
can say
has
that
more.
about any show. There been some Black Lightning shows. I'm like, man, why the hell they got this episode on?
But
I
see,
mean,
but no. See, with Black Lightning, though, I felt like there's a difference in terms of excitement level for Black Lightning episodes. Like some are more exciting, but I'm talking about just bad, cringy ass stuff like Supergirl and Batwoman. That kind of bad. Not so much that I didn't like this episode as much as that one. That's fine. That's gonna happen. That's expected. But I'm talking about Supergirl going through entire arcs where they're fucking ruining characters like Superman and Martian Manhunter and just driving them into the ground. And all the male characters are not up to par and all these little messages that they throw in instead of actually focusing on Supergirl storylines. So
yeah,
that's why that show has been a roller coaster for me. Like
I
too
Up
agree.
too
and
too
down,
too much of
up and
that.
down.
Uh,
In the case of
Like I watched the
Stargirl,
first couple of.
go ahead, Jay.
I said,
Oh no, I was saying I watched the first couple of seasons of Supergirl, and then I just checked out on it.
man,
But with
you
this,
don't count. You're a Spurs fan. You don't count,
what's your point? Watch it, man.
man.
But Jason, to your point though, to your point, the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the viewers for Supergirl have dropped dramatically since season one.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that
Mm-hmm.
has to do with that those characters that she is using in her show, most people that follow Superman shit, they know those characters. They don't
Mhm.
like
Mm-hmm.
what they did. And there's a
Yeah, yeah.
consistency of pissing on them. Occasionally you get like a rare gem. You get like a Manchester Black, you get a Lex, and you're like, oh shit, this is so good to where it makes you can go back and highlight the bad even more when you show them the differences of when they do something good compared to the
Mm-hmm.
trash, the roller coaster
Mm-hmm.
effect. So, Stargirl, it just started. It has the advantage of number
Mm-hmm.
one, the person that created it is in charge of the show. He's
Mm-hmm.
running that shit with Greg Berlanti. You have the accuracy, the characters behaving and looking the way they're supposed to look. So for people that like that, they will be very happy. I'm one of the nice number of people that are like, yeah, this is something right here. If the rest of the show continues in that direction, accuracy, faithful, respectful to the characters, and you build on lore and show people different things, this show will automatically be over those two shows that I mentioned because they don't do that. There is no consistency with those other two shows. You just have more
It's
content.
already over those two
I
shows.
think it is too. It's just for the because you
You
gonna have
know.
those couple humans on the side like, well, Supergirl has 5 seasons. I'm like, so if most
Mm-hmm.
of it is trash, that doesn't fucking matter. I remember
Exactly.
I think it was a couple hours ago. I had to through the forms of technology, I had to smack a couple humans because when Ruby Rose, an actress who I like, when she just was like, "Yo, I'm out, y'all. I'm done with Batwoman," and they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, see, it's just
Bye.
she did so good that she wants to move." I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, she left because the viewers for her show have been dropping every episode, not every season,
Mm-hmm.
every episode. It's
Yep.
been getting worse, and
Nobody
she
cares.
realizes that, and everybody is saying that she's a terrible actress. She ruined
She is.
Batwoman. She had to shut down her Twitter and Instagram at one point. She's
Thank
tired of that
God.
shit. She don't want to go and do a season 2 with another 20 episodes that are just as bad, if not worse, because they've, I guess, decided to reveal the way Bruce Wayne actually looks, and we might actually get him. Like, I don't care about
Mm-hmm.
that. The show is bad.
Mm-hmm.
She's smart enough to get away from that and maybe go on to a shorter movie that's of better quality. And I'm
She's smart.
happy
I'm
that
glad
she
she
did
gone.
that.
Yeah.
But
All
the
right, let's
show itself is the problem, though. Like, I don't. They can get the best actress in the world. Like, we can hear the announcement tomorrow, Jason and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
So and so is in the role. You're like, oh yeah, she's a good actress. But until you switch the entire DNA of the show, it's still going to be trash. It's still going to be
Yeah.
agree.
trash.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these chats. Becky said, "Comic chat. Old episodes of Jerry Springer with grandmas is better than Batwoman." I agree with you 1,000%.
Me too.
I agree, and this is coming from a man that just does not like Jerry Springer at all.
She said, "Mad say, am I the only one that liked Cloak and Dagger?" Pretty much, Mads.
No,
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 I liked
no,
it. No, I liked
no.
it.
I liked it too. I just
What were they?
like
What were their names? Jason.
Their names, I don't remember.
What Cloak and Dagger names on the show?
I don't
you talking
remember.
about Tandy and Tyrone. Like, what are you
There
talking
you go.
about?
No. I
There
know
you go.
you know it, Terrence. I'm talking about Jason. Oh, I liked it. I liked it.
I did. I watched the first season. I
Can't
watched the
let the
whole
two
season.
stars shows on names on the show. How
I
you gonna
watched
like
the whole season.
Okay,
Bro.
but here's what I'll tell you, Danny. Like I said, like I like Cloak and Dagger. I had some issues with it, but it never upset me. It was just more like I want them to do certain things, but I just didn't quite get it. But I did enjoy the ride. I just wish the ride was better. That's all.
right?
And
Mhm.
like
I
I
wanted my
think
money
that
back.
I
No
think
point.
when they appeared in Runaways season 3 when they did the crossover, that shit was fire. That was actually better than their entire show. When they teamed up with the Runaways, that shit was fire.
I didn't even know they were on the running list.
Yeah, the final season because Runaways it a while back it ended with season 3, which I was bummed out about because to me
Nobody
that's like
cares
one
about
of the
that.
best.
Nobody cares about that, Seth.
What
Terry.
Runaways?
About what you just talked about.
Have you seen Runaways?
I felt just like I felt that last 30 seconds you talked. I'll never get that back in my life.
Wait, have you seen Runaways or
No,
you
I don't care.
That's
Oh,
all.
Runaways is okay, but Runaways is a great show. I think that,
I don't
in
care.
my opinion, I think it's one of the best comic book shows ever made.
I'm gonna say because you are my friend and you like it. It's semi important to me right now. In about 30 seconds, it probably won't be.
That is fair. I'm just saying because I watched it, Danny. Like I know they they did. I feel like it was accurate, but they did do something special where they gave us more attention on the parents because the parents are evil. Like I thought that was actually pretty good.
I
You
heard
want to
about it,
talk
but
about?
I didn't watch it. I might if ever comes on Hulu or Netflix, I may peep it out. I
It
got so much shows on my DVR now, and people at work. We watch. There's one show called it's not superhero. It's called The Rookie. It's a cop show. I done got
Mhm.
4 weeks behind that sucker, so I had to binge watch it last night just so I can have a conversation with the person that watched it. Same
but
thing with
I,
Power when Power was on. I got too many shows on my DVR.
I'm not saying you're gonna like it because the show is not it's not a bunch of action. It's a really character story driven show. Like
I got
it's completely derived from if you like the characters. Because if you don't and you're looking for in game fight scenes and shit like that, that's not what the Runaways is about. It's about
you.
characters.
It
You know,
sound like
so
it sound like they go to sleep. So you said talk about now. That's what it sound like to
well, I
me.
mean, some may look at it that way, but okay, if there were an Oscar, if there was an Oscar show for comic book shows, The Runaways would be on there in terms of quality and storytelling. I'll put it to you like that.
Okay. Becky says, "LOL, C is better than C minus." Last time I checked, it was. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. I thought it was like C plus, C to C minus. Dominican
Mm-hmm.
Scott says, "I'm still watching Supergirl and enjoying it. I
Whoa.
I ain't lost my taste for it. I just got so far behind, so I
The
know sometime
and
I'll
and
binge
and
watch
Dominican Scott. The one reason why it's good. What's the reason? Because you said you were watching it. There's one character. His name is
because the
Lex
lady that
Luthor.
Supergirl, she fine as hell. That's why it's good.
No. I'm talking about
And then they
like
put
the
pants on her.
And yeah, when they put
nah.
the pants, they lost about 50 cool points. They put the pants on her.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about
And
in
I
terms
don't
of the
even like that
show.
Lex Luthor. I don't even like him.
But that to
who?
me the Lex Luthor that they
Lex
have
Luthor. Michael
is
Rosenbaum will be the best Lex Luthor ever until
I agree. But this dude what was he from 2.5 Men, was it?
yeah,
Man.
and he
Mm-hmm.
was Lex
Yeah.
Luthor's like nephew in the first Superman. That's what's
Yep.
funny.
And
He was
yeah.
Lenny or Benny or whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Wasn't
he
that Superman 3?
He was Lex Luthor's nephew in Superman 2, I think it was. 2 or 3.
No, it wasn't 2.
It was
Yeah, I
3.
think it was with the sun guy that Superman had
Yeah,
to fight.
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. That's what exactly what he
4,
was.
that's it.
but
Hmm.
I mean, but if you ask me though, why Supergirl is currently as good as it is, if you want to look at it like that, it's because of Lex and nothing else.
Okay.
I agree.
Becky says, I watched 2 episodes of Supergirl. I wasn't impressed. Come on, Becky. Sound like you drinking out the hater cup.
No.
Sound
See,
like
but
you
but
drinking out
Becky,
the hater red cup.
I could
The
see that
hater
though.
red.
but Danny though, to be fair, if you watch the wrong episodes of Supergirl, you're gonna check out like most people did. The ratings for that show are shit.
Negative.
Mm-hmm. No,
You have to write.
absolutely.
What did I tell you, Danny? Wasn't I the one that put you onto a particular episode of Supergirl about Mystic Pitalik? You didn't even know
I
about
saw
that
I
until I
saw
told you.
I saw Mixapillic. Yes, I did. I saw the episode. We talked about it. I
Yeah,
saw the
but I
first time
told
he was on there, and I saw the second time, and I was
yeah,
actually
but
questioning.
no, I'm talking about after that first time. I told you to watch it because it was good, and you said you would check it out, and then you got back to me, and then you told me it was good. But I had to put you onto that, and that's how that show works because
No, but
it's not
that was
consistently good.
that wasn't the first time Mixapillic was on there. I
No,
see it.
I know it wasn't the first time, but that time that I told you to watch it was
We,
actually a better version of that character and what they should have did the first time. That's why I pumped it up that much. I was like, you got to see what he's doing with reality warping powers.
you say tomato, I say tomato.
I'm just saying like that's the nature of Supergirl. When people have stopped watching, which is most people, you have to tell them why they should start back.
Because Supergirl is fine. That's why you should keep watching.
So that's the only reason why to watch the shows because
Hey,
Supergirl is fine.
you're a
I
man, ain't
can't.
you? There ain't been shows before that you only peep it out because you know. Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she's not that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking. Yes,
Been something that's never been something that I
Your
don't
Honor,
like.
I rest my case. My client
If
just
in
yes.
terms of a show, if I noticed that there was like some kind of a attractive actress, sure I'd be like, oh okay, who is she? What is she doing? But if I'm not intrigued with the show itself, it doesn't matter how good she is. I'm going to stop watching it
Let me
because
tell
if
you
I want
something.
to see good looking women, I can
Let
just
me,
put on some porn or something.
yeah.
Like why do I need
Okay.
to go to that?
Well, let me tell you this right now. If they take Thunder off of Black Lightning, I am boycotting Black Lightning. Okay? I don't give a damn how dope it is. I don't care how Tobias Webb be saying all them little stuff he's saying. If they take Thunder off, I'm out. You take that to the bank.
Well,
Really?
no. See, like,
Yes.
no, I can never see myself boycotting something unless they do something terrible.
If they
Considering that,
kill Thunder, that's terrible.
not to me, like the fact that she's been there for 3 years, like
I hope they
if
kill
they were
Lightning.
to come up with a
They
good
kill Lightning,
story
you be
as to why
sad.
she dies,
They kill Lightning,
like
you be oh, Daddy, it's hurting my heart. Oh,
well,
Daddy.
yeah, but that's more for comedic reasons. Like if they kill off Lightning and they do a good job, I'm not gonna be mad. It's just like, damn, I didn't want her to die. But
I'll be like,
good writing
yes.
is good writing.
I'll be
But
like,
if I'm
yes.
gonna
One
be
at a
if
time.
I'm gonna be honest though, if I'm gonna be honest, you shouldn't kill Jefferson, Lightning, or Thunder because they're supposed to be there longer than anyone else. So if that were to happen, aside from however somebody looks, that's just kind of odd to me. I don't think I would respond well because it's too odd. That shouldn't have happened. Out of all the characters, you should not touch those three if you're gonna kill
Need to kill
people off.
that
At least
dingy
not
ass.
right.
They need to kill that crackhead mama because she get on my nerves. They can
Yeah.
they can kill lightning if they want to. I don't care. Just keep thunder and black lightning on point, and I'll be all right.
No, they shouldn't kill any one of those three that I
The
just
other
mentioned.
little punk boyfriend of hers that be shooting the sand or whatever, he is useless. She need to get back with painkiller. Painkiller on point. That's what I like.
No, 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 no. Definitely
Mhm.
not. If you want her to be with Khalil, then that's fine. Only until
Mhm.
he gets taken over by Painkiller, which is the problem.
Painkiller. I think he got painkiller number now.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't.
I think he's like have that under control.
Nah, he does
I think.
not. Like from what I saw, he's gotten better at it, but he's not under control because each time that it's happened, it's been
Yeah, he
random.
gonna surge
And
kind of
then
like the Hulk, but I think they're gonna do something like the Hulk and make let's so to speak a Professor Painkiller, where he be part
Mhm.
painkiller and part Khalil.
it's
That's what.
more it's more complex than Bruce Banner and the Hulk because Painkiller is a literal computer program.
Okay, I'm just telling you. You saw it in Professor Hulk. You see it in Flash with half the time she Killer Frost, and half the time she Caitlin. They're gonna do something where them two gonna coexist. I don't know how they're gonna write it, but you can mark it
Well, yeah,
down.
but that's not surprising because they already coexist. The thing is that Khalil has to figure out a way to consistently and easily keep control over Painkiller.
I think he'll
That's
do
what
it.
he has to do.
I
I
think
think
the
he will.
writer.
I think he will do it too, but I don't think he has it right now. That's a journey that he has to make with himself, which is why the character does not want to be around people that he cares about for the sole reason that something could go wrong in a short amount of time. Like he almost killed fucking Jennifer in a couple of seconds.
Mhm.
That's not
I think
good.
I think he's gonna talk to Painkiller, and they're gonna have an understanding. Like if shit gets rough, Painkiller comes out, and then does what he has to do, and then after it's done, Khalil comes back.
I'll be cool with that.
I
Great
don't
words
I
guys
don't I
said.
don't know I don't know if it would be as simplistic as that. I'm picturing that there would have to be some kind of a showdown going on inside of himself, and then once you sort of become the alpha over Painkiller, meaning that Khalil is the better, stronger guy, and now you
Mhm.
have to listen to me or I whoop your ass. I feel like it has to be like that versus just
That won't make
are we
sense
in
though,
direct
because if he
conflict.
can whip painkiller's ass, there's no need for painkiller.
No, because Painkiller that side of Painkiller is used because Khalil does not cross certain lines. We saw that already when he was getting his ass whooped by those
Okay,
people on the road. And
I,
as soon as
I
Painkiller came out, he took them all out in seconds.
I understand what you said, but what you just said contradicts that. If he becomes the alpha and more stronger and can kick painkiller's ass in their mind or whatever, then there's no need for painkiller.
Well, I mean, but it's not a contradiction because they still think a certain way. Like I can beat somebody up, but that doesn't mean that I have their intelligence or their savvy or their willingness to do something. It just means that I'm the better fighter. But if I'm unwilling to make the right choices, that's going to lead to me being killed. And that's actually the staple of most superheroes is why they get their asses whooped and people die because they take a long time to do what they should do in the first encounter in the first situation. That's what Khalil is. He's a superhero. He doesn't want to do the things. He would rather let people stump him out than to break this dude's leg, break this dude's jaw so he can get away. That's what Painkiller does. That's not what he does.
I got
Well,
you,
Khalil actually wanted to kill. Uh,
Tobias.
no, not Tobias.
Agent Odell.
Yeah, Odell, right? And Black Lightning had to stop him from doing so.
Well, Black Lightning didn't stop him. He told him not to do it, and Khalil decided not to.
Right.
So
But
that
if
is still that is still a situation that supports what I said, that Khalil is not going to do it. Khalil will get mad. He will feel like he's going to go, but he's not. The fact that you can show up and talk him out of it, you didn't really talk him out of it as much as you convinced him of what he already wanted to do in the first place. Because when someone is hell bent on doing something, you're not going to be able to change their mind. If that were like Khalil, like I'm done, Agent Black Lightning would be like, no, Khalil. And then he would have killed him. And it would have been that moment where you have Black Lightning staring at Khalil like he doesn't know who he is anymore, which would have created an interesting arc in itself, but that's just not the nature of the character.
Yeah, but I believe if Black Lightning never showed up, he would have killed Odell.
I don't think so, because he was too hesitant. I think if Black Lightning didn't show up, what you would have had was a longer, drawn out situation. Odell probably would have been saying stuff to get him to break his moral code, and Khalil wouldn't have done it. And he would have said something like, "Nah, see, trying to get in my head. I'm better than this. I should kill your ass, but I'm not going to." Like Khalil's not going to kill him.
I got you. Great words, got great swords. Guys say new actor can always inspire change. I agree. D. Scott says, "I like Ruby Rose in the role, but I'm not where. Where if you sitting there watching that trash, then thumbs up for you there, D. Scott."
For
Well,
real.
but okay, but in terms of an actor inspiring change, they don't have power. Like if you're not like Dwayne Johnson, where you have like huge Hollywood pool, you can make all the suggestions you want, and the writers can tell you to shove it because you're not in control.
He said, for example, I don't think Arrowverse would have blown up without a male. I agree with that. I don't know how much input he had, but I definitely don't think Arrow would be nearly as good without him. I mean, like he was born for that particular role.
Yeah, he definitely was born for it. But Greg Berlanti is, for all intents and purposes, the Kevin Feige of the Arrowverse. He's the one that went with Stephen Amell. He's the one that wanted to make Arrow very Christopher Nolan like in the approach to Green Arrow, more so going to his darker comic books in his later years. Those were all Greg Berlanti's ideas. He just needed people to execute his vision, and Stephen Amell is part of that, and he was the perfect choice for that.
Mad said, I suspect her leaving has to do more with surgery to prevent paralysis. I didn't know she
No,
was
no, no,
hurt.
no, 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 no. Because what was that? When she had talked about her injury, I think that was like episode 5 or 6 ish of season 1, and then she came out and said that she's better. She even did an interview about it, saying that she felt she was strong and that she had to continue the show. So that's bullshit. That's 100% bullshit. She left. Like, notice that. Did you guys read her statement that she left to Warner Brothers and to the public?
Nope.
It was the
Don't care.
most. It was the most politically correct shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you.
Don't care.
It just. But my point is that that's
I
bullshit. She left because the show is
really
bad.
don't care. And her answer is gone. Bye.
Danny, I know you don't care, but I'm only addressing Mads, not
I
you.
know what
I'm
you're
just
saying. I know what you're saying. But I'm saying I'm gonna ban talking about Batwoman on this channel now. Yeah, that show sucks just that bad. You want to talk about it on your show? Go ahead. We ain't not taking no more Batwoman questions.
so
I'm
Danny,
tired of talking about
if
this
I were to
shit.
randomly bring up a fact about Batwoman, you
This
would
is
be
what's
able
gonna
to.
happen.
Oh, Lord.
You want to go
I,
into the
I,
else world? That's what's gonna happen. Whoever talks about Batwoman going to else world, just like this.
Danny, I feel that you respect me too much for that to become a common thing.
I'm asking you, don't discuss Batwoman. The shit sucks.
It
Nobody
does suck,
cares about that show except D. Scott. He's the only one that says he's gonna stay with that. So that's his prerogative. But I don't want to talk about that shit. I'm glad she gone. I'm glad she's not hurt. But nobody gives a damn. The show sucks. Unless they're gonna reboot it with another character, I don't care.
you're
I do
right.
not.
The show does suck, but at the same time, I was responding to a human that brought it
Okay.
up. You know what I'm saying? Like, like especially because I thought it was a bullshit thing to say. I'm like, that's not what happened.
Well, I guess man just read something. She might have read something, bro. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no, 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 no.
There's a lot of
That's
stuff. There's a lot of stuff floating around here on YouTube land, so she might have read that.
no, no, no. Whether she read it or thought about it, it's bullshit because look at the timing of the situation. It's
Oh,
very obvious as to why she left.
okay. Yeah, because the show sucks. Becky
Exactly.
says, I do too, man. And also, she might understand the show sucks. Thank you. Thank you, Becky. You get a round of
There ain't
applause.
Becky.
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
there ain't no might understand. She knows the show sucks.
Mm-hmm.
D. Scott says, this has nothing to do with comic books. Have you guys seen Dead to Me on Netflix? It is so good. I haven't seen Dead to Me, but I pretty much know that Batwoman is dead to me. So that kind of comparison that I've
Oh,
seen it.
I got one for you, Danny. So what? Now, what if I were to make a an appearance on Batwoman? You wouldn't watch that one episode, Danny? You wouldn't support your boy, like if I
Who
just
you, go,
randomly?
who you gonna be? Hush.
No, hell no, no, no. They already fucked up us. I'm talking about like if I called you up, I was like, Danny, this is my first acting gig.
I tell you what.
I'm not excited about this, but they want me to be like this random detective, and I'm supposed to be a villain. I'm gonna be in one episode, and that's it. I want you to
You
fight.
better knock it out of the park, buddy. Because if you crappy, on the show, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Terrence did a good job." But when we go off, Terrence shit was how you like to say it, a stinking pile of horse shit. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Steaming pile of horseshit. But here's the thing, though, Danny. I will let you know. I'd be like, look, Danny, this episode I'm in, man, it's trash, but I'm in there. So this is my couple minutes. Is gonna be near the beginning. I got like the first 10 minutes, and then that woman's gonna kill me, and then that's all she wrote.
Then that's all I would watch of that show.
Yep,
That's it.
that's
and
all.
that's
I'd
and
be
that's
like,
all. That's
commercial
all.
time.
Yeah, yeah. See, there you go. That's all I would want. I'd be like, y'all got to at least check out this nitbit that I'm in. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what uh Johnny Xbox says. Anything from CW is trash. Johnny Xbox,
Great.
I strongly disagree with you, man. You need to check out Black Lightning. You need to check out The Flash. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
seen all the seasons of Flash. It's a pot of gold. Cause I didn't too much care for the Thinker. That season, boy, I was struggling with it, boy. Whoo, I was struggling with that
And that comes down to what I said earlier. That's a taste thing. At least it was not Batwoman. Like at least it was not that.
And me personally, I wasn't even a big fan of this season of The Flash, to be honest with you.
I'm curious to see how you're gonna get his speed back. That's what's because they'll
You
show like
watched
10
that
seconds.
finale,
They'll
Danny?
show like 10 seconds of it, and they'll be like, now I'm gonna tell you, man, um, the way she portrays Mirror Master sucks, but she got hella power, boy. She can rip you out and how she change his own goons against him. So I don't know what
Yeah,
That shit, man. Look, did you see the finale? Or you? Because I don't
I
want to.
saw it. Yeah, I
Okay.
saw it. And then I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with Iris. Like she done turned the glass, and I
I
don't know what it is.
I need them to. I can't wait till the next season starts, so that way they can finish up the last couple of episodes that were supposed to be this last season with this
See, they pissed
female
me
mirror
off.
master stuff.
I don't like the way. First, I agree with you about Mirror Master. She's kind of lackluster. I
mm-hmm.
don't like the fact that he's losing his speed, and every time he do something, he look like me. Man, I want to see the Flash, so they need to go ahead and build that artificial speed force
Mm-hmm.
and do
Mm-hmm.
something. Because this right here, they're drawing this storyline out too long.
There are three left. There are three left that they can pull from, and I'm
It's
sure they'll
start
get into
it's
that
starting to
next
piss
season.
me off.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, like
Yeah.
once they do the 3 to 4 episodes to finish off the female mirror master, then they can go back
Mm-hmm.
into Reverse Flash, the new Speed Forces, and then maybe they could even do Red Death, which is Bruce Wayne as a speedster. Like that'd be fucking incredible if
Man,
they
man,
do
that'd
that.
be awesome. Becky says Danny, I'm sorry, I'm picky. What are you picky about? I didn't.
Probably the Bat Girl
Becky, never
or
apologize.
Supergirl.
Never apologize for your opinion. Stop doing that.
D. Scott says, and I like Supergirl and her sister. What are they going through? With it? See, I don't know because she was getting on my nerves about um she confused between being straight and lesbian and all this. Oh my god, I don't want to.
Oh,
I'm
Alex.
I'm here to see super stuff. I don't care about no regular people stuff. She
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That
Mm-hmm.
that is the sentiment. Danny, you said that per. That is the sentiment of anyone that has ever tried to watch that show. We don't care about this other bullshit. We
and I'm
get
not
that
saying
movie.
that
Step out
because
the movie.
I have nothing against the LGBT community. I'm just saying it is the I want to see Supergirl kicking somebody's ass and somebody kicking her ass.
Mm-hmm.
So something super.
One,
I got my own regular problems.
Okay,
100.
I don't think any of us on this stream right now has a problem with the alphabet people. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
if your entire if your entire narrative is based on forcing me to understand something that I already know instead of you focusing on aliens and Kryptonians, somebody got to get chopped in the throat because you're fucking
Mm-hmm.
up the material. And you keep pushing this dreamer character who, she the comic book character is okay. I never took to the dreamer character, but if you implement her in the right way, she could be pretty cool. But in the context of the Supergirl show, I feel like she's nothing more than a billboard to go, it's okay to be transgender. And they keep putting her in these victim like situations instead of letting the character spread her wings and fly off and be as cool as Supergirl. They're just doing that character a disservice.
Yeah.
Mm,
Becky said I saw fried green tomatoes. Okay.
never seen that
Now,
movie.
now, Danny, what did you? So I didn't like the season finale. I know it wasn't intended to be, but I didn't like
Yeah.
that episode. What?
You talk about Flash?
Yes, the last one.
I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't mad at it. I mean, I want to see them succeed in building that dam. That's what's irking me. I could take the lackluster performance of Mirror Master because she's hard to watch because she act like she's smelling something whenever she's acting. Like she's in physical pain and smelling something. Look on her face. And she's not. But one thing I will give her, she ain't messing around like other villains. She went ahead and kill her husband. So I ain't mad at her about that. Other villains
Now,
be like, I'm going to give you 2 minutes and I'm going to do this and I'm going to let you zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Run,
Mm-hmm.
Flash, run. She ain't trying to hear none of that shit. She's like, no. And she sent that
her,
gay ass right through and kill her husband. So I give her 10,000 cool points for that. She ain't messing around. She
well,
said, go ahead.
it, because the character is so poorly written, because she did that, I just didn't care. I'm like, you have to do
But
something.
you gotta give her points because other villains, they like give them the extra time they need to save the day. She didn't do that. She said, he must
Man,
die.
Zoom killed over 2 dozen police officers in a couple of seconds. She's never done anything that bad.
No, I'm talking about the Flash, the main the main hero. She's not even really concerned about the Flash, so she's not really truly even evil. She
Yeah,
just
she's not.
neutralized him enough to get him out of her way.
Well, I
Yeah, she's
mean,
not.
she is evil because she killed innocent people in the Mirrorverse. She took
Well,
people from reality and she killed them. People that had nothing to do with her husband, so that way she can use them and
yes,
keep them trapped in it. That's evil as hell.
but she could have taken the Flash and put him in the mirror universe and have her own version of the Flash. She didn't
She
done
she
that.
could have did that, but there are certain things that I know are not going to happen for the sake of plot armor, and the show needs to still continue. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. I mean, you're not wrong about that. She could have did that, but there's only so much that they're going to let them do. You know what I mean? So it'd be more of, I kind of pictured her doing what she did, which was just stay out of my
Nothing.
way, and then
Yeah.
you know
Nothing.
Man,
everything would be fine.
man, so you need to watch this show. Why? Because I'm Terrence.
Oh boy, if that's all I said to people, I feel like Danny and Jason would not respect me if I didn't explain any of my positions.
1-2 comment talk. Greetings, community. How you doing? 1-2
Greetings.
talk. Becky said, "I'm not really into seeing Supergirl because she is fine. She's a fine-looking woman." Okay, because you're a woman that happens to not like women, but I'm a man that happens to like men. That's one of the. I mean, women.
Yeah,
That
that's what was that you said, Danny?
no. Women.
That's not what you said, though.
It was a slip, but I'm telling you, I like women.
There's
Okay.
nothing. There's nothing wrong. There's
And
nothing wrong with
that is one
any
of the
with
main
position.
reasons why I watch Supergirl.
That there's nothing wrong with that position. But for me, Becky, I watch Supergirl because I like that character. Of course, I want to like who they put to play the character, but I'm interested in Kryptonian lore because they're DC
Man, I don't give a
characters. So
shit.
that is my reason for watching it. Melissa,
Let's
again,
put
being looking good. Like I said, if
that
that's all I was watching it, like I said, I can go watch porn and find attractive
with,
women. I don't need to
with
sit through 40 minutes
Supergirl
of Supergirl. Like
back.
in fact, Becky, just to throw this out there are some porn parodies with Supergirl or women that are playing Supergirl that look better than Melissa. So there are things that I can go to. I'm just saying.
No. Becky
Uh,
says, LOL, Mama Bear. D. Scott says, Supergirl pause off awesome fun action. And this story arc, some of them, in my opinion, are interesting. Supergirl pulls off, must be. Supergirl pulls off awesome fun action, and this story arcs, some of them, in my opinion, are interesting. I don't have
Yeah,
no problem. I agree with
like
that
like I
statement.
go ahead.
I said I agree with that statement.
Yeah,
I
like
have,
I've gave Supergirl her props when I feel that they're due. So
They
yeah,
need
you
to
have
stop making real live superhero shows. They trash.
what?
They need to stop making real live superhero shows.
Yeah,
They,
I know. I heard. I was just like, what? Is he trolling?
I don't know what's up with Johnny now. He seems to be
hey,
kind of
Johnny can have his opinion. We don't know if he's trolling or if he's seen them all or which ones
you
he's
have a
seen.
right to your opinion, but
Hmm.
uh,
I
Johnny,
disagree.
if you're a person to where if you're saying that because you only saw Supergirl and Batwoman, I'm here to tell you that you've been fishing in the wrong barrel. You need to watch so many other shows that will change that opinion.
Hmm.
man said I watch it in part for James Olsen. Thank you. Somebody, a female, is saying she watched it because of male and tell the truth. I'm as a male saying I'm watching the show somewhat because of a female. So thank you, Baz, for telling the truth.
Oh well, I mean, like I said, I mean that's fine for humans to watch it for whatever reasons they want, but I'm there because I like the characters.
Khalil is okay. Painkiller is hot.
Same person.
They're the same fucking person. How does that make any sense?
Women like them bad boys. You be nice and be like, yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
I go to work and bring you the bacon and the
Hmm.
trap. She just want get on this bed right now. Take the clothes off. Ready,
Uh-huh.
be
Well,
hot as hell.
painkiller is not a bad boy as much as he is a savage, brutal killer. Like just saying.
No,
I,
but he has that bad boy look. You know what I mean? Khalil has
I,
that look
I,
where he's like,
I, I
but
I guess, but
mm,
Like,
when he shows up in front of them and it just be the poison in their
yeah,
veins.
ready to kill you. Sometimes he kill you with some kind of move. Oh, that was Jeet Kune Do, and I did this. Oh, that was sa. Man, shut up. Broke my heart when she cut his locks. Okay.
mm,
How are you two doing? No, 1-2, and Becky are trying to get some kind of love connection. Killer Frost is badass in the show. I like her.
me too.
Oh yeah, Killer Frost is awesome. I like Caitlyn too for different reasons.
Hmm. Hmm.
Excuse me, I said suspect, not fact. Suspect what?
Wait, what?
She said suspect. I said suspect, not fact. She suspect what?
About what?
That
Uh-huh.
was with the injury shit, where the girl said she was left the show because of injury.
Well, my point still stands. Like that's bullshit still. I'm not gonna suspect that when I know that there's the truth based upon the timing and the fact that everything else has already been old and passed by the actress herself.
Mm-hmm.
Man said you better watch yourself, boy.
Nah. Terrence doesn't need to watch anything. What the hell? What the fuck?
Becky Broward said, "LOL, Danny." Man said he couldn't be hushed if he was going to get paid 1 billion. 1 billion. What does that mean? He couldn't be hushed if he was going to get paid 1 billion. Shit, for 1 billion, I'd be Donald Trump. Damn guy on my
I can't. No, I wouldn't take that role because Thomas Elliott is not
it's going to
black. So
be
I think
perfectly.
Wouldn't matter if he's black or not. They said you want to play Hush for 1 billion.
A
I'd be like,
billion
all
dollars?
right,
Shit.
give me that
I
script.
Why?
not no, y'all know me. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna disrespect the character like that.
No, I feel you.
I don't give a fuck about no characters. They're
I'm
talking about
not.
paying
I'm
$1 billion.
not. Yeah, I'm
Shit.
not
I do.
disrespecting the money.
I'd be just like Bullseye was on Suicide
Man,
Squad. Uh,
man, you
the
know you
money in
know
the
who
account.
you know who Maz just reminded me of when she said that. She reminded me of my mom. It's like
What?
it's like in those moments when I correct her and she knows that she's wrong, and then she's like, "You better watch yourself, boy." I'm like, "Mom, you're wrong. Stop it."
Oh my lord, Johnny Xbox is trolling me. He is
Yeah,
saying
that's what
Flash was trash.
that's what I'm telling you. He's trolling, bro.
Yeah, Johnny is definitely on some trolling shit.
I don't want to put you in timeout, man, but you are asking for it. Talking about this stuff about the Flash is trash.
Oh Lord.
You know that Thrive. Stargirl is the only good thing. Oh boy, he working for it too. If
Yeah,
y'all
what's
know
wrong with these guys?
if y'all know what Black Lightning, Flash, Arrowverse, y'all not watching that? Even Legends of Tomorrow. Come on now, come
You
on,
know
y'all.
what I mean?
Come on now.
You know?
Even though it's a DC streaming service.
Yeah, it is a DC streaming service show.
Which
Thank
one?
you.
Yeah, so
You are so funny.
Stargirl.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. And I heard the one on that came on CW was shorter, had stuff cut out of it.
Now I'm gonna tell you
Yeah, it had 8 minutes cut out of it.
this might piss you off, but I wish they put the Green Lantern they rumoring to make on CW or Disney Plus or something. I'm not paying no extra whatever it is that HBO Plus just to watch Green Lantern unless it's fire. It got to be fire from episode 1
Why
to episode
why
whatever.
why would I be pissed off at you because you have a certain preference? I don't understand that.
No, I'm just saying because you seem to be like pro Stargirl. I'm just saying I would switch Stargirl ass out the rotation and insert Green Lantern in. I don't know why
But
they
but
put it
but
on
but
HBO
but
Plus.
Danny, I'm extremely reasonable. Like I'm
Well, I'm
not gonna
kind of
be. I'm
saying it.
not gonna.
I'm saying it kind of make fun, poke fun at you, Terrence. I know
I know. I
literally,
know. I know.
I know literally you don't. I would hope you mad about that, but
No, no,
like I
no.
said, it's a
That's
C. Tonight was a C.
Danny, it's
that
not.
that
It
is
wasn't
that
a
is
C
fine.
though. I'm
Like,
sorry, it
hey,
wasn't
hey,
a
hey,
C.
that that is fine.
What grade you gonna give that, Jason? What grade you gonna give
I give it an A, bro. I give it an A. I give it.
That's what I said. I'm like, and
So we get
we're
the
not
blue.
we're not the only ones. There are a bunch of other individuals. Even IGN, them
y'all
being
lucky,
the most critical, gave it a
lucky
great score.
y'all. Cause if y'all, if I didn't like y'all, I'd kick y'all off the show. Cause they know where that episode was no goddamn 8 or 9.
Why?
Y'all know it.
Yes, it,
Why
it but
wasn't no
again, but again, but again, Danny. Okay, you said before the stream started, you said that you don't know about these characters. That, like,
A?
I feel like if you don't know, I would expect it to get a lower grade because you're coming at it from a certain perspective.
Okay, but just because the characters are on there, that don't make the show good.
No. It doesn't make it good, but it's the way that they execute it, how they introduce the
I
characters, and
give
what
it
it's
to
setting up.
y'all. It's just like Endgame. Everybody say the first 2 hours is kind of me, but the third hour is a home run. The first 10 minutes of this show tonight, I'm there. But after oh boy got killed.
Okay, but what were you really expecting for a first episode, though?
Action.
That okay. See,
The way stuff was done in the old days, they don't have to do that TV no more now because
okay,
we are in a world now where you got to keep the viewers' attention.
okay. But here's the thing though. Apparently, it kept viewers' attention because, like I said, even IGN said it was great, and they rarely say anything is great. They were looking at it from a storytelling standpoint because if you just would have given us a bunch of action, I probably would have been like, Danny, they had this action scene and this and that. And then I probably wouldn't have had anything else to tell you because then there wouldn't have been any story. It just would have been a bunch of fight scenes.
And I'll ask you a question, Danny. The first episode of The Flash you thought was fire?
I can't remember the first episode of The
I do.
And there wasn't much in that episode either.
Same thing with Arrow. Same thing with Black Lightning. Same thing with Supergirl.
Okay, I'll give y'all that argument. But I'm just telling you, man. I'm gonna give it 5 episodes.
Wow.
If it ain't hooked me by the 5th episode, it is gonna be in the same trash can as she who not would be named on my show. Okay.
Wow. So you're not even gonna say Batwoman's name.
What you say?
Batwoman.
You know what, Danny? Just for that, I'm gonna have to make the show myself and just make it great. Because
I told y'all, man, we ain't speaking that person's name on the show.
But Batwoman is a great character. That show is terrible
though. 5 episodes. I'm giving it 5 episodes. After that,
okay. So what it say? So okay, say you give it 5 episodes, and you still tell me and Jason like I'm not really feeling it. But
if it's a shit sandwich, I'm going to flush it. If it
okay, Jason, I'm saying this now. I highly doubt that by the 5th episode he ain't gonna have something good to say other than
I do. Yeah.
Hey, listen. If by the 5 episode and it's a home run, I will tell y'all I am man enough to say y'all were right. I was wrong. I don't have no problem saying that.
Okay, well, I would have to stop you right there because there is no right and wrong. It's just I'm just saying. I honestly think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. That's
okay. I'm gonna give it 5 episodes.
Yeah,
if it ain't fired by the 5th episode, it's getting flush.
I'm gonna watch the whole season. I was hooked from
not be named.
I was hooked from the first 10 minutes, so I'm gonna watch the whole season. Like that's guaranteed. Because I know even if there's some episodes that I don't like, there's still gonna be some that I like because I know I like something I saw in the first episode. Unlike the show that will not be named, that first
Batwoman,
episode,
that shit was trash.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Danny, hold up. I just said Batwoman was trash.
I told you, don't say her name.
What? I have to say her name. You know I don't be.
Just say BW.
BW? No, I gotta say Batwoman so the viewers know. Yeah. So the Flash. I didn't like that one.
Me neither. This season I didn't like it.
UT says anything Deathstroke in Arrow is good. You need to watch that first episode. I think it's on the CW app or the CW Seed app. It has the first episode of God. I think it's Gods and Dragons or Gods and Angels something. It's a Deathstroke animated show. You need to check that out. You know at Thrive. You can download the app. It's the CW and the CW Seed, I think it's called. Click on CWC and it plays old television shows off CW, but it has the first installment of the Deathstroke animated show. It is fire.
I think that was great, but if we were to talk about uh, a fleshed out Deathstroke, I feel like Manu Bennett has that, followed by closely by the dude that played Deathstroke in the Titan show because he was giving Manu Bennett a run for his money.
I was
Yeah,
gonna ask you which Deathstroke do you prefer, the one in Titans or the one from Arrow?
I
Um,
haven't seen
I
the one in Titans,
I
so I gotta lean towards one in Arrow because he was hell.
well, see, here's the thing. I feel like Manu Bennett he had in like multiple seasons and stuff like that to where Deathstroke and Titans is relatively fresh and they kind of fleshed him out a little bit more in the second season of Titans, but the Deathstroke on Titans is a lot more brutal than Manu Bennett's Deathstroke, so he has that, and the way that he approaches how he plays the character is a little bit different from Manu Bennett. So
Mm-hmm.
they're almost neck and neck. Manu Bennett just slightly more, but that dude, I feel, with the short amount of stuff that he had, he really delivered a really good impact. Where I was almost considering them putting them about the same in terms of
Mm-hmm.
quality.
When I found out who it was that was playing Deathstrokes in Titan, I was like, really? Yeah, La Bamba's brother? Okay. I was like, okay.
Right. Okay. And then I was
It
like,
was,
oh shit.
yeah, it was impressive. I liked him.
Hmm.
Yeah. D. Scott says, "Who would you guys cast as Poison Ivy in live action today?" I would like Emilia Clarke. I don't know who she is.
She's the one from Game of Thrones. She plays Sarah Connor in Terminator Genesis.
Uh,
Uh,
nah.
she
I like the girl that played is it Emma Stone? She played Peter Parker's love interest, Gwen Stacy.
Mm,
I could see her with red hair
I don't
being
I don't
Poison Ivy.
I don't like that choice.
Or
I
even
will.
I can see the girl that played Catwoman in
Um,
the Dark Knight. I can't
I,
think
I,
her.
I like that better.
yeah, because
To,
like what's her name? Anne Hathaway in
Yeah, Anne
Dark
Hathaway.
Knight Rises. She made me like Catwoman because like in general I don't really care for that character. Like you have to do her a certain way in the comic books or on screen for me to take a liking to her beyond I guess anything sexual. Like I have to truly be interested in that character. And for me, the way that Christopher Nolan directed her made me interested in the character. It wasn't like a pure sexual thing like you had with Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns. Like the way she looked in that, I was just like, that's why I was interested, and not so much the character herself.
I would
So
like to
that's
see Kate Blanchett, the girl who played in Thor Ragnarok.
she's a little bit too old
I
for
know, I know she's old. I know she's old, but I actually thought she looked hot in Ragnarok though.
because like Amelia Clark to me she would be too short because she's really tiny. For Poison
Mhm.
Ivy like I don't know about that one.
Okay. Johnny Xbox says, "I'm trying to see Trigun in a movie. He would be a great villain." I don't even know who the hell Trigun is.
Trigon is Raven's father. Like it,
Oh, hmm
Oh,
you
yeah,
would
got 6 7 eyes. No, I don't care about him.
yeah, like he would be great, but you would
If you
have
want to
to
see him in a
set him
movie,
up.
then watch Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. He's in there.
That's
hmm
not enough. Like he was in a. I'm talking about a movie centered around him. Like
He's enough.
they did it a couple times with some of the Teen Titans properties. Like so, I think that what you would have to do is you would have to introduce the Teen Titans or at least a Raven character, so that way you can give him a good storyline. You don't want him to just kind of pop up because the audience that doesn't know him, they may not respond well to him in
Don't
the same way.
care
Well, I do.
about Trigun.
I want to see Trigun.
Man. He said tire Thor. Does that mean retire Thor? I don't know.
For
That means
Fat Thor.
killer kill.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
fat
yeah, yeah,
fat
yeah.
Thor
No,
sucks.
he's
I
hmm
not
can't.
gonna be. He's not gonna be like that in the next one. Like I thought it was like funny, but it's like I didn't want to see that all the time. It was like okay, that's not how you should do
5 points for my sweetie. What's she talking about? I didn't get that.
That was for the painkillers stuff I saw.
Oh, okay. Danny, I am being nice. Still a few months till football. Man, I don't even care about football now. I care more about fantasy football than real football.
You don't care about football. You don't want football to come back out.
I mean, who gonna go out there and sit in a large crowd with this crisis going on now? I ain't.
Oh, I
Well,
watch it
they
on
said they
TV.
said they said they're not going to do that. They said for a little while, once they return, the stadiums will be empty, and then
Empty.
they'll get back to having
I
people
don't think. I
show up.
don't think they're gonna do that because them colleges is losing money left and right. They're gonna put somebody. I don't know who it's gonna be, but
Well, the only things the two things that I saw that have been live without crowds, one is WWE. They've
Mm-hmm.
been killing it
and
in
it
terms
was
of doing their
crap.
live shows. I'm not a fan of the current WWE, but they do have that over other sports that they are still functioning in
Mm-hmm.
the midst of the crisis. Dana White, he set up, I think it was UFC 249, I think in
Mm-hmm.
Florida or wherever it was.
With
So,
no crowd.
yeah, wasn't no crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So Dana White, so UFC and WWE are doing that in a way to where everything else, I guess they kind of have to figure out how they're going to approach the situation.
Because those two sports can do it. I don't think football and basketball. It because a lot of these players fit like they build off of the crowd. You know what I mean? Especially in
Man,
basketball.
the
So
NBA would be sorry as hell if they had nobody in.
I think so too.
I want to see that.
I think so too. LeBron gets a dunk and he's flexing to nobody. You know, like how they flex to the crowd and stuff. He's like, "Ah," and there's no crowd there.
Um, well, I mean, I
In case for you all you LeBron fans out there, I hope y'all been watching this Michael Jordan documentary
Mm-hmm.
because 20 something years later, this man been out of the NBA, and he is still the hottest topic when it comes to basketball. People been captivated by this thing. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see it first too, but if you can't go on a sports analysis show and they not talk about it, so I don't think LeBron James is ever gonna. And I don't care if he got more rebounds, more assists, more points. It don't matter. If the king in my lifetime, I do believe would be Michael Jordan.
I watched that
and
whole documentary, and I'll tell you this straight up: that killer instinct that Michael Jordan had. There's
I'm telling
not anybody,
Kobe was the
nobody.
closest.
He was
Kobe
close,
was.
but he still wasn't
I'm just
Jordan, man.
saying, if you gotta do the measuring stick, if
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan is the king, the closest was Kobe
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
for replicating his whole DNA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
well,
where LeBron is because LeBron is just he don't have that killer instinct.
in,
Or he
in
gonna
turn,
get go ahead.
in terms of sports, like boxing, I rarely watch. It would have to be certain boxers, but I'm most concerned about UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So when I watch that, I only watch it for the fighters. So when they have their event without the crowd, I don't care about that. I watch it to see the fighters. The crowd
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter to me, and
Hey,
nor do I think it should matter to the fighters because they shouldn't be paying attention to them anyway. You're supposed to pay
Exactly.
attention to the person
yeah, but
that's trying to fuck you up.
it's a different a different atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I
No,
give you an
I understand that. I'm not
I
trying
don't
to
think
say they're the same. I'm just saying
yeah,
for me personally as a fan, when
Mm-hmm.
I tune in to watch UFC, it is for the fighters
Mm-hmm.
and the fighters only. Fuck the humans. I'm there for the fighters.
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that, but it's kind of like if you watch my cousin Vinny, when he was out in the country or whatever, he couldn't sleep. Or if you heard one little thing, now this fool in prison, a full blown riot, he's sleeping like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
guess it's just your environment that you're used to.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
speaking of fighting, what do y'all think about this? They're trying to promote this Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield.
Uh,
And
Oh,
before I go into that, Mike Tyson I think is 53 and
mm,
Evander is 57. Have you been seeing Mike Tyson on that punching bag?
yes, I did see his training.
Look like he ain't miss a step as far as speed and
Mm-hmm.
power. So
um,
I don't think I would take that. I think they're trying to throw $30 million at him. Last time I read.
well, in terms of Tyson, like from what I've seen, like him training in his punching bag, he is not the same. He is definitely slower. There's not as much power. Like for his age, he's
Mm.
still really fast and really strong. but he is not the same.
He's like an extreme ass kicker to me, boy. Oh my
No, no,
god.
he does. Like, I'm not taking
Mhm.
away anything away from the man, but it's just my
He,
eyes are different when it
he is
comes to
okay.
seeing.
I I will bow down to that part. But being 4 years younger than he is, if it was off me $30 million, I guarantee you, I go in the ring, boy. Challenger, Danny Last Jaw Graham. And time was that boy.
Okay, but then but that's not fair though. Like to do
The
that.
hell that's
So
fair. The hell it ain't fair. That sucker's a killer. I ain't no killer.
no, no,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. It's not fair for you. So like, I mean, that wouldn't be.
Shoot, the first
That's
swing, the
that's
first
not really
hit.
a match.
Yeah,
That's a slaughter. Like
Bro,
to me, it's only interesting when I see two capable people to where their skill level is similar enough to where it can
I'm gonna
be
show you. I'm
competitive.
gonna show you capable. If they say, Danny, you get the last 3 rounds, $2 million. You'll see the most capable runner you ever seen in your life.
be
Okay, okay,
ducking and dodging for
it
3 minutes.
Danny's looking like Floyd Mayweather in there. What the hell? He got
I
that skill
think
for?
I think that is sort of solidifying that statement that humans came up with, the whole everybody has a price kind of thing. You know,
Well, Terrence, you might make it no price, bro, but I'm telling you,
Okay.
if they offer me $1 billion to play that hush role we talking about earlier, I'm so there. You and none of y'all ain't got to come neither. Y'all ain't got to support me.
no,
Okay.
Like, no, Danny.
I will no. I will always support you if you're my
Mhm.
Okay,
friend.
okay. I'm
That's
just
first
saying.
and
I'm
Okay.
foremost.
just saying. For $1 billion, you can say, Danny, you are a sellout. And I'm not coming to support your black ass. I don't agree with this shit. You can say that.
I'm not gonna say that
I
about
know,
you.
but I'm giving you permission to say that. If
Okay.
one
No,
billion dollars was
I would
that
never disrespect you like that. That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I might joke with you, but you will never get legitimate disrespect from me.
because
Danny,
all you see this right here, Jason.
1 billion to take a power punch from Tyson.
Hell yeah. Shoot.
See, look,
The whole
No,
see.
I'm
Here's the
right
thing. Like,
not taking that.
where does that term sellout come from? That's when you abandon your principles because somebody throws money at you. Like,
there.
so for me,
Okay, look.
you can't do that. You would have to
I
offer
hear
me something better than money.
I hear what you're saying. $10,000, no. $100,000, no, because I'll probably be in a coma for a few weeks. $1 million, no, they ain't enough. But 1 billion. Let me tell you the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. If you take $1 bills and stack them on top of each other, 1 billion, $1 million would be like 3 or 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
If you take $1 billion and stack them up on top of each other, it's taller than the Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what kind of difference that is? I'll take a chance at a coma for a few weeks for that, man. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, okay, but I mean, I know like a lot of the average individuals, they're probably thinking like, damn, like, okay, if I get hit by a professional fighter, it's gonna hurt and stuff. I understand that. It's definitely gonna hurt, but I feel like that sort of mindset will fade away when you do training of your own. You're just not gonna think like that. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can assess, but it'll be different. Especially like someone from my position, like where I started off,
Well, let
you
me
know,
ask
from
you this, Terrence, being a fighter. Let's say, for instance, you there and you at wherever level you at now. But you go on that list and you see somebody like Michael John White or Bruce Lee or somebody of that caliber. You gonna get in that ring and still fight to try to test and see just how
well here
much man you are?
well no. See, I don't have an ego problem. That's a human thing. That's never going to be a Terrence thing. But I
So,
will answer that fully. Now, me as I am, as you said, me today, you were talking about like right now, if I go on the street and say somebody were messing with me, I'd beat the fuck out of them, right? But like if we're talking about I'm going to be competing, I would be rusty. I wouldn't do that because you're talking about a year, like years where I haven't trained with other martial artists, so I wouldn't be the peak Terrence. So if I were to entertain any sort of competition, I would want to get back into not only the peak that I was at, but surpass it because I'm going to be competing. Like if Dana
okay,
White came to me right now and he said, Terrence, I'm gonna give you a UFC contract. I would say, Dana, give me 2 years and then I'll take the contract. So that way I can
No. How about
get
then White
check.
say, I'm gonna give you $500 million and want you to train, and you got to go up against Conor McGregor.
You gotta say yes or no now.
Wait. So you said he's gonna give me the money and then what?
He'll give you. He said if you say yes today, a year from now you're gonna fight Conor McGregor, and win, lose or draw, you're gonna win $500 million. I'm gonna give you $500 million. That's gonna be your take.
I would do it. I would do it. And I'll tell you why. Like this is not me saying
Yeah,
that I'm
I
gonna
got
guarantee
I got
win.
500 million reasons why you're gonna do it.
Here's the thing. But no. It's not about the money, right? Like I will look at it as an opportunity. Like I
Oh,
get to be in the
oh, okay.
ring
Let me
with
ask this
one of my
question.
favorite fighters. Like
Okay,
so.
so you go in there for a year. You say, "No, I don't want the money. Give half to Danny and give half to Jason." I
I
just,
don't
I
know
just,
why I'm
I
I
just
don't know why I'm doing that, but okay.
Look, you said the money don't
You
matter.
don't want the money, right?
No, no, no,
so
no,
we
no,
gonna
no. But
we gonna be
okay,
we gonna be your corner man, your hype man, and everything.
okay.
But we
But
gonna
but
watch
but
your ring
but
with you.
hang on though. Like I'll always say this. Just because I don't care about money doesn't mean that I can't use it. So
Well, you telling
if I now again if I'm telling you that that is not the best way to attract me, if you give it to me, I'm gonna use it, but I'm not gonna ask for it and I'm not gonna demand it.
I'm
I
going
just
by what you said.
I
It's not
understand that, but that is why it's important to provide clarification. Money is something that these fucking humans love so
how about
much that they're willing
Okay,
to
well, how
kill
about
each
this?
other over it.
You keep 100 million and you give 200 million to me and 200 million to Jason. Does that sound fair?
Of course, I would give money to some of my friends and stuff. Like I don't know how I would break it, but you have to take in consideration that the humans that are in my circle, I would want to take care of them. That would be automatic. So I would
Okay.
find a way to try to split it. But
That
in
ain't what I'm
terms,
asking you, Terrence. That ain't what I'm asking you. I don't care about no other humans in your circle except the three right now on the screen. And I'm saying,
that's not very
based
considerate.
on what you said, we help you put in the work. We do all the friendship buddy stuff, corner man stuff. But you get 100 million, and me and
No,
Jason
no,
get
no, no,
two.
no, 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 no. That one part is wrong. The money part, fine. There is no look. For the corner man, I would need my masters. Like I need them. Like no, number one, Joe is gonna be there. I get Master Danny, Master Billy, and I have them
I'm
in my corner. Like
Master
so,
Daddy right here now.
All you
my
need
my
is
actual
all you need
Master
is
Danny.
to bob and weave for 5 more minutes, Terrence.
I even talk
No,
like
no,
it.
no, no, no. And then on top of that, I would want to recruit another trainer because you're giving me 365 days, right?
Yep.
So you're talking about that not only would I have the people that train me, I would have an extra person. I'd be like, we need to find like a specific MMA specialist. Now I got 4 people. So you're giving me 365 days. So
Then you got
now
me and Jason. We don't watch all the Rocky movies. We know how to
no
motivate you.
no 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 no.
Mhm.
We
That's
don't
not
watch
good enough.
Rocky,
I
Creed.
can I can motivate you, bro. Trust
No, no,
me.
no, negative. Now, bear in mind that these people that I would select in my corner are not for motivation. Terrence motivates himself. What they would be there for is to whip me into great martial artist state. That's what they're
Yeah,
there
they
for.
can do that. They can do that during training. When the time comes for the fight, me and Danny's there. And I just gotta tell you,
No,
that guy said Batman's a pussy.
I say,
I
no,
won't
no,
say
no. So,
Leroy. I'll be like Terrence.
no, see, so here's the thing.
Every time
Like
you come in the door,
I take the fight. Number
yes, sir.
one, no, number one, I'm not a person that goes into the size thing, but I'm 217 pounds, so I have over 60 pounds on Mr. McGregor, and then you whip me into great martial arts shape just to make sure I don't go in there rusty. I'd be very comfortable in there with Mr. McGregor after training. But if I were to go in there now, yeah, he's gonna knock me out just because
That's
I like so I feel like I'd probably be able to take a few of his hits and then he would probably get me because I haven't like felt his blows. I know that he's like one of the hardest hitters in UFC history, so I would not underestimate that. I think that my size will allow me to last for a short while, and then he would knock me out. That's just me being real. But I would feel more comfortable after I whip myself into shape, because if I go in there as I am, I know that that's not Terrence the best he can be. So that would ultimately lead to me being disappointed in myself.
Mhm.
So I fear not the man in front of me, but what I will do is be upset at myself if I know that I could have done better. Whether that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to mean that I win, as long as I know that I put in 110%. So I wouldn't be able to do that right now, is what I'm saying.
Okay, we got you.
So if you train, do you think you'd beat him?
There'd be a higher chance. I'm not saying that I would, but I would like those odds better than if I just stepped in there tomorrow. So
Mhm.
yeah. So like realistically, I'm not going to be going in there like I'm going to beat him. I'm going that's some human shit. What I would do is I feel like within the span of a year with my previous knowledge coupled with, extra training and additional training in the martial arts aspect specifically to prepare me for the octagon, like me making sure that I have all the rules down. I mean, I've been watching it. I pretty much know how it works, but it's a different atmosphere when I'm actually in there. It would have to now be second nature to me and shit, just as easy as breathing kind of shit, and to where I wouldn't have to think about it. So that's what I would do. I go, hey, I feel like this is the best I can do in a year's time. It's time to fight. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But to me, that would just play into the entire Terrence training that started at 14, that you're never supposed to fear anybody, that you do not have to worry about the opinions of some humans that would never have the balls to do it anyway. The only thing that you need to worry about is the objective. How can I succeed? And if I don't succeed, what can I learn? Because I'm accustomed to getting my ass whooped. You're talking about a dude that used to get bullied. Like during martial arts training, everybody was bigger than me. They were taller and fatter and everything else. So I'm used to, people stronger and faster. So even though I was at a disposition, when you actually look at it, like if you were to make me a fictional character, I had all the makings to help make me great, but I just didn't go super far with it. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
stopped in the middle. I never realized my full potential. But if you were to give me the opportunity to do that, I can tell you right now that I can be so much better. Even with my current, like just my current strength, I haven't reached my peak. I'm getting stronger every day. There's always more training and stuff implemented. There's always more I can do. I will never be in a position to where I will think to myself, this is good enough. It's always what else can I do? And it would be the same thing there. Like fighting Conor McGregor would be the best kind of experience because it would go back to what Gravedigger said. Experience is the best teacher. I know what it's like to fight black belts. I know what it's like to fight people bigger than me. I know what all of that feels like and it fucking hurts like shit, but I know what that's like. I can say that. I don't have to go, oh, well, like how most people when they watch like movies and shows, oh shit, that move must have hurt. I can tell you that it hurt because I've been hit with that move before, and it wasn't a movie; it
Mhm.
was real life. You know what I mean? Like, so I would be familiar with the techniques that Connor is gonna do, and I know that it's gonna hurt, and he's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. But again, no matter what the outcome is, I can't be surprised, and there shouldn't be really anyone that expects me to do specific things. But what humans should be looking at is the fact that I would step in there at all and that I'm willing to do that because I don't fear anyone. So, but
Mhm.
I'm also smart enough and without an ego to understand if someone is better than me or if they have more experience. Like you're not going to have me fronting. You guys that interact with me, I'm not a fronting person. I will let you know, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Got you.
So yeah.
Becky says, comment chat, NASCAR's on now. I really don't give a damn about NASCAR.
Me neither.
So wait,
NASCAR.
Danny, you said uh what did you say about Michael John White? I didn't like hear.
I didn't say nothing about Michael J. White.
I thought you said like Michael John White and Connor or
Random
something.
street fight. Random street fight with you and Michael J. White.
Oh, like you mean like if I'm walking down the street like right now and then Michael just comes up, Terrence, and then he just like wants to fight me or something?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. How tall is Michael John White? Because I'm 6 feet. So what is he, about 6 feet as well?
Oh, you're 6 foot, bro?
Let me see.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me
I'm
see.
exactly 6 feet. So
Let me see what Michael John White is. I don't know what his damn stats are. I'm about to find out.
now I know that the the biggest that I've seen him was in Blood and Bone. I think he was like 235. So depending on how tall he is, he might be a little bit taller than me. He might outweigh me by anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds.
All right, he
So
is 52 years old,
mhm.
6'1", and his styles is Kyokushin,
Yeah, he I
Taekwondo,
know he knows more than seven. I'm talking about his weight and his height.
Tang. I'm trying to look. I don't say nothing about weight and height.
Well,
Look.
like from what
Oh,
I
looks like
saw from him in his movies, like he usually goes from 220 to 235. That's the heaviest that I've seen.
so
So
he
in
got
turn in
what,
terms of his
6
height,
children?
in terms of his height, my brother is about 6'1.5". So he's probably my brother's height. My brother is a little taller than me. So he's not a tower over me. We're almost the same height. He does have some weight on me, but it's not like super significant. So I'm not going to really worry about that. I'd be more so focused on, what he's going to do in the random street fight. But then again, I would just have to worry about what I can do to get out of this situation.
They say he's
So,
198 pounds.
okay, so that just means that that's his everyday walk around weight.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when he
Without
prepares
training.
for right, when he prepares for his roles, he could go up to 210, 215, 220, 235. The heaviest I've seen him is 235. So, assuming that he's all natural and he didn't take any steroids, fine. Now, me today,
Shit,
me
he look
today
like.
is 217. So if he were to stand in front of me, the size wouldn't be all that different. He just might be a little bit taller. It's not to be that different.
Look like beast
But
to me, buddy.
but so I'm not really concerned about, like I said, the height. He would have about, depending on what his walk around weight is right now today, we might even be the same weight because he's not 235 all the time. So
Hmm.
he might very well be the same weight as me right now. Him walking around without preparing for a movie because he's not preparing for a
Okay.
movie. So
All right.
you're virtually looking at the same type of weight, the same type of mass with him being a little taller. So I'm not concerned about that because I fought people as much as 100 pounds heavier than me. So that doesn't fucking matter. What does matter is his skill level, and he's pretty fucking good. So considering that he has a dojo and he spends hours doing his martial arts, I'm rusty. He would wipe the floor with me right now. I don't know how fast he would beat me, but he's gonna win that. I can tell you without having been in that experience yet. I'm just being realistic.
Gotcha.
I mean, I could get lucky maybe, but I don't think it would be as simple as him just taking me out like real quick. But I do think that he will win. I give it about I don't know, 30 seconds or so realistically, because that was one of the first things that I was taught is that and when I learned it as a kid actually from Bruce Lee in his interviews, like you have to constantly train to be up on your martial arts. Like you can't, like if you have a period where you're not doing it, and then this person over here is doing it like 2 hours, 7 hours every day for years and stuff, they're accustomed to that, So that's why Bruce Lee said stuff like you have to train all the time, so that way you want it, it's there. Like I would be comfortable right now during this stream if like five average humans were to surround me. I would guarantee you that unless they have a knife or one happens to sucker punch me at the wrong moment, I would be more comfortable dealing with them than a legitimate martial artist, especially of the stature of Michael Jai White. Most martial artists are not like that, and even when I was at the beginning stages, a lot more physically weaker Terrence, I was able to beat advanced martial artists with very little training. So now that I have more training and now that I'm bigger and stronger, then that would even be more so. But it's just someone like Michael Jai White would be different. So yeah, So there's different things, you know. So I feel like each situation is I would have to break it down differently. But yeah, Michael Jai White would be a problem. I do see him if he showed up right now and he just was flipped off the car and then did whatever, then I'd be laid out. You know, so
Mhm.
assuming that he wasn't trying to like kill me and finish me off in that first encounter. But you know, it's still important for me to know how to protect myself. So like I said, like unless you have like some exceptional martial artist, you're not going to just come up on me without a sucker punch and you just lay me out. You do have to be someone good. It's kind of like remember at the beginning of Watchmen when Rorschach was talking um to Owlman or Night Owl rather,
Mhm.
and he was telling him that maybe a regular burglar killed the comedian. He was like, no, a regular burglar killed the comedian. Like, nah, that's bullshit. And
Mhm.
as we saw, it turned out to be Ozymandias. And who is Ozymandias? Ozymandias is a great martial artist. He's the best fighter on that team by far. And that's who killed the comedian. He slaughtered the comedian. The comedian stood no chance, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like in that situation, I'd be the comedian, and Michael Jai White would be Ozymandias whooping my ass and tossing me out the window. That's what you would get.
Okay. Mad say Evander is looking up to speed too. I don't think so. When I saw it, he looked way slower than Tyson.
No, no,
In my
that's yeah, that I agree with Danny. Like Evander, like for me, Tyson, he looked a little slower, but he's still a beast. There's nothing to knock at all. I just saw a slight difference, but with Evander, there's a huge difference. It
Tyson
don't
still
matter.
Mr.
won't beat him. Tyson still
Mr.
won't
X
beat him.
Mr.
You don't think
Xbox
so, Jay?
No.
said that I'm a dumbass, so I got something for Mr. Xbox.
I think Tyson would beat him, Jason. I could see it.
Nope. Nope.
You don't
Nope.
think so?
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
what do you
Nope.
think Evander would do? I'm listening.
No. No. Huh? Same
Explain.
thing he did in both fights. Keep that jab, keep Tyson away from him, and just keep jabbing him, and jabbing him. Tyson
What?
was not able to
You mean when he was
get
doing all
him.
them headbutts and shit? What?
Oh,
What?
please don't get on the
What?
headbutts. Yeah, the
Oh, come
headbutts were
on,
there.
Jason.
No,
You know our boy was doing them
listen.
headbutts.
Yes, the headbutts were
Oh,
there. I agree. The headbutts were there. But Evander Holyfield had a strategy. It was the same one Lennox Lewis used on him, where he just kept jabbing Tyson. Tyson couldn't get in. And at that point, Tyson was just going for his super punches, his power punch. And he tired himself out. And both of those guys.
I will give you that, Jason. I will give you the Lennox Lewis strategy, if you will. But
Hmm.
I do have to lean a little bit more towards Lennox Lewis in terms of executing that strategy better. To where I did
Hmm.
feel that Evander he was doing a little bit dirty to make it more so than what Lennox did naturally. That's what I took away from that.
And I agree with you 100%. He did it a little bit dirty, but even with that, Tyson still couldn't get in on him. Tyson could not get in on him. That's why Tyson had to bite off his ear because he was frustrated. He was getting the headache, getting the headbutts, and then he couldn't get his super punches, power punches in, and it just frustrated Tyson. I don't know,
See,
man.
I can agree with you, Jason. But see, that's that one little thing in there, Jason. The whole like, even though he couldn't get in, I feel like I didn't really see him hurting Tyson too much, and those
Oh,
headbutts looked like it fucked him up. And Tyson got frustrated. He was like, oh, so y'all, I'm the only one that see that I'm getting headbutt. Give me your ear," and he just ripped it off and ate it for breakfast. But yeah, like
there were a few headbutts, there were, but at the same time, me personally, I was just like, yeah, no, he kept jabbing Tyson. He kept Tyson away.
man, them
I don't know.
headbutts hurt, Jason.
Yeah,
That
I
shit
know.
hurt because I remembered a few times when I got headbutted illegally. It didn't like happen as much as that or anything. It was an accident, I know. But for me, man, when I get hit in them damn headbutts out of nowhere, you start seeing them stars. It'd be like them like when you
Hmm.
play the fighting games and it'd be
Hmm.
like where they rocking and shit.
Hmm.
That was kind of
Hmm.
me. I'm like, I don't know if it would hurt this much if I saw it coming, but damn, that shit hurt.
Yeah,
Holy
no,
shit.
I understandable, 100%. I agree with that, 100%. Like I said, Holyfield did him dirty. At least in the second fight, I don't really remember the first fight that much. I don't think there was as much headway. headbutts, but they still fought twice. Tyson lost
Right,
both
right.
times. Maybe if Evander Holyfield really slowed down as much as he did, Tyson might have a chance this time. But they're old, man. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
They're
No, no,
old.
no.
Like,
You're. I mean, you. No, you're being very fair, Jason. I'm just trying to. I'm just looking at the little in between stuff. You know what I mean? Like to
right, I
kind of.
feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I think Tyson might be able to do a better job than he did last time because he actually looks like he's training this time. Back in those
Right, right.
days after his trainer died, all Tyson really cared about was that power that he had. He wasn't bobbing
Yeah.
his head, he wasn't weaving like he used to.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
looks like he's training now. So if he can train and get that head movement back, maybe.
Right. No, no. You're right, man. When Customato like that. Whew,
Hmm.
yeah, he
Hmm.
was. I think that was. It's what I mean. Depending on which fighter you talk to, they describe it differently. But just to kind of the fire in the eyes kind of died out, kind of like
Hmm.
Samuel Jackson said in the Triple X movie when he caged up the lion, the tiger, whatever. And you see that
Exactly.
the life has died out of him. When
Hmm.
Custom Model died, that's more or less what I saw with Tyson. At
Hmm.
least that's how I felt. Maybe he wasn't feeling that, but it just looked like that to me.
I agree with you because after that, that's when Tyson started getting into all the trouble he was getting into.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'll definitely be a good fight. I'll watch it. That's for damn sure.
Right.
I will watch that fight hands down. No, no doubt about it. You know,
Oh,
I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, no, no, I was gonna say I just remember because Danny said Bruce Lee. I remember he said that. Now I don't care. I don't care how much money, and if you gave me 5 years to get ready for Master Lee, I'm killing myself. That is the like like how I said I don't fear no man. That wouldn't
Hmm.
be so much as fear as it would be like you were so ridiculous in terms of you being ahead of your time and ahead of everybody else. You created your own fighting philosophy. Even though I trained in the art of Jeet Kune Do, thanks to my master Joe, you are the creator of it. And I feel like I took baby steps compared to the dude that made it.
Hmm.
There's, and if you want to talk about strength, even though right now I'm walking around 217, 218, because he can hit harder than a heavyweight and he dents metal with his fist. Now like the whole my size could help me in a way that it would with Conor McGregor. It
Hmm.
doesn't work that way with
Hmm.
Bruce Lee because he's
Hmm.
different. So that's
Hmm.
out the window. That's not going to help me at all. And if anything, he's going to be a lot stronger than I am, regardless of my size. So that's out the window. I can tell you right now that he is infinitely faster than I am. As soon as I like twitch one eyebrow, he didn't already hit me 10 times,
Hmm.
and it's going to be to where not only am I in a coma, I'm gonna be in every afterlife possible, talking to any and all the gods, trying to understand why I'm trapped in a void and I can't cross over. That's how bad Bruce Lee would fuck me up. I'm just saying.
And this is what I was gonna say because Danny blocked Johnny, and I was like, man, I ain't taking a punch from Tyson for $1 billion. Look, you guys are a little bit bigger than me, man. I'm like 160. There's no way I am letting Tyson punch me. He's gonna knock out my teeth. I'm gonna see stars. I'll be in a coma for years, if not dead. So there's
Right.
no way I'd let Tyson
Now,
hit me.
now, now, the only reason why I was like kind of for you Danny, Jason, anybody listening, the only reason why I was kind of going into the weight thing so much is because it doesn't ultimately matter, but like when you're
Hmm.
talking about if you got two people of a similar skill set or the
Hmm.
potential to a similar skill set, in that situation, you now have to look at the possible advantages. Like, okay, this person is
Hmm.
faster. That's going to help. If this
Hmm.
person has 10, 20, 30 pounds on this person, the strength now comes into play in the similar skills in comparison to how much devastation can he cause with the roundhouse kick compared to when I do it. That sort of a thing,
Hmm.
right? So it's
Hmm.
just like really intelligently looking at it. But what you would get with a lot of average people is like, oh, he's gonna win because he's bigger. But it's like, if this dude only has his size, sure he could get lucky and maybe do a punch and he knocks him out. But the odds of that happening, we've seen it. But it's like if you get a great martial artist, he could be at like 120 pounds. If this dude is exceptional, this person may not be able to hit him before like this 120 pounder. Maybe let's say it takes him 10 hits to knock out Bobby Totem. That's all stacked with
Mhm.
muscle and shit. It's like, okay, well, with his speed and his expertise, it's very reasonable to say that he would be able to hit him before Home Dude could hit him with that, that lucky punch
Mhm.
that would knock, martial artists out.
Mhm.
So when Michael Jai White a while back when he said in his interview, and I made a 40 some odd minute video about how Michael Jai White was dumb as fuck. And he's even retracted that and apologized for it on Vlad TV and different interviews and all that stuff, Instagram, Twitter. Like when they said, man, Michael Jai White, you a great martial artist and stuff, and you buff and everything, and you got the
In this
speed. Do you
video,
feel
I'll
like
show you how.
you would be able to beat Bruce Lee because you're bigger than he was? And then he said I would win because I'm bigger. That was his response. But
Mhm.
then somebody there, they didn't know as much about Bruce Lee as say me, for example. Or I didn't even feel like they knew that much aside from maybe reading a couple of articles because they're like, well, Bruce Lee was Bruce Lee was stupid strong and fast and everything else. Like it didn't matter that you outweigh him by 100 pounds or whatever. So you still think that that would be the only thing that would help you. And then Michael Jai White went into the whole, well, they have weight classes for a reason. And I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying, but it's not as simple as that when you're dealing with exceptional fighters. Like if you look at
Mhm.
the first UFC, you had Hoist Gracie. He was 170 pounds. Like the people that he was choking out with the Gracie Jiu Jitsu, they all outweighed
Mhm.
him by 50 pounds and more. And he made them look like little children. He snatched them. Remember, they were standing up. So these people are upright. He snatched them from their position and took them down to the ground and made them tap out. Do you know how strong you
Mhm.
have to be to take somebody that's heavier than you and bring them down to the ground and put them in a position to where they can't move and you're choking them or about to snap a kneecap? So he broke the lid off of that when most people didn't know about martial arts to show
Mhm.
the little guy can win if he's a better fighter. That was
Mhm.
why that was so amazing because people didn't get it. They thought that you needed that to win, but it's like that will only take you so far. Against the average person that doesn't know how to fight, you having muscle is an advantage because muscle means strength. You don't know how
Mhm.
strong they are, but they still
Mhm.
have extra strength. But
Mhm.
again, when you start venturing into skills, it is so different. There are too many examples of you think you know and you don't. In fact, both of you have seen UFC here and there. How many times have we seen the whole we thought so and so was gonna win and then they get knocked out in the first round or something crazy? You be like, what the
Mhm.
fuck?
Mhm.
Like you all that stuff go out the window. Sometimes you just don't know until you see it. But what I do know is that Michael Jai White's reasoning for him being the talented martial artist that he is, I was disappointed in what he said and he knew he
Mhm.
was wrong, which is why he retracted it. Because I'm like, come on, Michael, you sound like a regular person that doesn't know about fighting. How can you say something so silly? So I still like Michael and respect him. I just didn't agree with that, and I thought it was stupid, and I wanted to talk about it when I made the
No,
video.
it's cool, and it's the same kind of thing. Like Tyson went up against Frank Bruno, and Frank Bruno was like 50 pounds heavier than him. One of my
Yeah.
friends was like, "Oh, Frank Bruno's gonna kill Tyson." I'm like, "No, he's not." He's like, "Yes, he is gonna kill Tyson. Look how big he is." I'm like, "He's not gonna kill Tyson." And Tyson smoked this guy like in the either first or third round, something like that. Tyson
Right.
dominated this guy, man.
Right.
So,
Right. And what about Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman? Remember?
mhm,
Same thing. Man, Muhammad Ali gonna die. George Foreman gonna kill him. He got all this power and
mhm,
shit. And not only did Muhammad Ali beat him, but he did it in the most extreme way. Like when you just sit there taking blows from somebody. Like
mhm,
he was pretty much the real life Rocky. Because in the Rocky movies, Rocky be getting fucked up. You be sitting there like in real life, this person would have died like 30 times over. But Muhammad
mhm,
Ali did that against a person where these people were getting knocked out when they got hit from George. They were testing his power and they're just like, you shouldn't be able to take these hits. Ali took it, he had all that energy, and he finished him off. I'm like, that's why you never know because looks can be
mhm.
deceiving. It's easy to
Tyson
bet
got,
on the big man. It's always
yeah,
like if
mhm,
you and Danny didn't know me, right? Like you didn't have a
mhm,
conversation, all that stuff. I was just a random dude. I was walking up. You guys are watching a live stream and you seen home dude come in the ring and motherfucker doing corkscrew spin flips and shit, you know, you and
Mhm.
other people would probably assume that he gonna beat the fuck out of me just because
Mhm.
I look boring and this dude has already done impressive stuff before the fight happens. But
Mhm.
then when I beat the fuck out of the home dude that knows how to do all those flips, it'd be like, oh well, what happened there? What happened there is that he knows how to do stuff that I don't know how to do, but I wasn't taught that. I was taught to use stuff to finish people off as fast as possible, what you can
Mhm.
use on the streets. I'm not
Absolutely.
flashy. Like if they hire me to be in let's say if they like Kevin Feige was like, yo, Terrence, you're gonna be in Shang-Chi. I'm like, okay, well, I still would want whatever trainers because I would want them to teach me how to do the flips and stuff like that. I don't know how to do that.
Mhm.
I can fight, but I don't know what it's like to do fight choreography for movies and shows because that takes a different skill set, right? The whole they gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, they gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And if we fuck up, what happens? They gotta film the whole scene again, right?
Yep.
So I would still want people to come in and show me how to do that because I want the
Mhm.
fight scenes to look good. I
Mhm.
would want, Danny, Jason, whoever's watching, I want them to like me in that position, which means I got to do what I got to do to make myself better for whatever reason that may be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I could agree with that 100%.
How do you feel about what I'm saying, Dan?
Feel awesome.
Because I think that
Because if somebody go in there, Michael Joe White and be like, damn, I wonder how Terrence is going to eat his food next week when he missing the majority of his teeth.
see that's the thing. Like, the person, like I already said what would happen. I think that he would definitely destroy me. But at the same time, I feel like it would be unfair that people would automatically vote for him. They're gonna be like, yeah, nobody gonna put money on me because they don't know Terrence like that. So that they're expecting him to win. So if he wins, nobody cares, right? Because everybody
Well,
thinks Michael's gonna win. What
well,
will be shocking is if I win.
and
Like
hold
that's
It
on,
what.
would.
Terrence.
It's just like nobody thought Buster Douglas was going to beat Mike Tyson. I know I didn't.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
shit,
And that's what
he
and this is what
wearing
I was
his
gonna
ass
say.
out like a $2 whore.
I'd put money on Terrence because Terrence would be the underdog, and I know if I put $100 on, I'm getting like 10,000. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll put that.
And here's what I'll say. Let's say that were to happen, and then I win, right? And they
Hmm.
interview me. I'm gonna be like, it could be like, yo, that was a slaughter. I calculated all that, and my dude Jai White was done. But if I were to get lucky, I would also say that too. I'd be like, Danny, I don't know how the hell I won that fight, but if he talking about we gonna have match two, I'd be like, nah,
You won
nah.
because I put $100 on you and won 10
Mhm.
grand. That's why you won.
Yeah, Danny gonna be shocked. He gonna be like, man, Terrence,
Hey, hey,
Michael Jai White, he did that.
hey, I'd be happy for you. I ain't gonna lie. I saw Vlad today. He was on there. Well, he was on a recent one, and the guy asked him on what would 52-year-old if 52-year-old Michael fought 25-year-old Michael. He said I would kill him now. He said the speed would be about the same. He said he said I think I'd be a little bit stronger at my age now. He said because I haven't lost really any of my speed, not enough to even be a
Hmm.
significant.
Yeah,
And he said I know more tricks now. He
Hmm.
said I know
right.
more tricks in fighting. I know more things to do
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
counteract stuff. So experience has something to say about a fight. I mean,
Absolutely.
now,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
but that's a big difference now. He said now after the fourth round, he said I would be in trouble because
Hmm.
my endurance. But if
Hmm.
it's something, he
See
said,
now that might be where the hope could come in because if he's saying that he gets tired
he
relatively
said
quickly,
now he said at 52. He said if I hadn't trained, if I just fight him
right?
right now, 52-year-old Michael Joe White versus 25. He said after the fourth round, I probably would be in trouble. He said it would have to be a quick match.
Right, right.
And
Now. When I say hope, I mean that's assuming that I'm not dead by like the first round. So,
Yeah.
like,
See that
but
that's why McConor Gregor didn't beat Floyd Mayweather. He's only
mhm.
he didn't
used
he
to
didn't
fight. He's only used to fight in 15 minutes. which is three
Well,
5-minute rounds.
he didn't beat Floyd because he's not a better boxer than Floyd.
No,
It
I'm
was much
saying
more.
I'm saying his endurance to me, because you could see him. He was getting winded
Mm-hmm.
But
around.
he was also
Round
getting damaged.
7.
Like when he didn't fall, when he was getting hit, like he already had a mild form of brain damage. A lot of people forget that. So if they would have kept going, say another minute, maybe Connor wouldn't be talking as much. Now I like that he could do that because as long as you could back it up, you can talk as much as you want. I love Conor McGregor, but he already had a mild form of brain damage, and you had those humans like, no, why'd you stop it? Let him fall. I'm like, he was what you call dead on your feet. He just
Mm-hmm.
didn't fall yet. There's no
Mm-hmm.
way you're gonna sit there and tell me that if he had a mild form of brain damage, that you want to give him another 60 seconds to get popped in his head. For what?
And that's the thing. Like Conor McGregor, he's not a boxer. You know what I mean? He trained. He did some training for boxing, but he wasn't a boxer. He's nowhere on Floyd Mayweather's level. Nowhere.
Correct. Thank you, Jason. See, and that's what I was educating people. I was like, look, I was like, me myself, I consider myself a martial artist. Like if you say, okay, Terrence, you got to go up against Mike Tyson, whoever, whatever, but you can only do boxing, I go, I'm not going to win. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Yeah, that's just
punch, I
like
can hurt people, but that's not my area of expertise, though.
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't know if it was IP Man 2 or 3. I think it was number 2 when he fought the boxer. And he wasn't allowed to use his feet. He only could use his hands.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Man, he fucked that boxer up because he hit him all in his joints and his arms up
right.
here. And
It,
so,
See, no, that's a perfect example, Danny. That is very much the example you can use when you point to something fictional to paint this clear picture. That's a perfect example. And I mean, I've been in situations like outside of martial artists where I've dealt with the average person where they've told me you can't do kicks, you can't, and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, well, you said that you wanted to fight me, which means that Terrence can do whatever the hell he wants. And since we're on the street, if I feel like I want to pick up this trash can, hit you in the head, and side kick you in your fucking jaw, then that's what I can do.
oh my
You know
lord.
what I mean?
Ooh.
So like it just, but then he was like, no, no, let's just use the hands unless
Well,
you're
well,
afraid. And I'm,
what would you
and
do now if someone's to challenge you that, and then halfway through the fight, their fists and stuff start turning red like show enough? What would you do?
oh, you talking about like they got the glow and
Yeah.
that sort of thing?
And you looking
Um,
and you ain't got the glow, but I got the glow. Me and Jason got the glow. We about to say, and we say, yeah, boy, playtime's over. What you gonna do then?
um, I would keep fighting and wonder why the person's glowing. And I would probably depending on how serious the situation, I would probably think about the movie. But I mean, it because that doesn't happen. I'm not gonna lie, I would be surprised by that, and then my brain would be, combating that and telling me, no, you have to keep fighting, so I don't like psych myself out because something unfamiliar is there. It's kind of like what you see in movies and comic book shows. The villain is winning, the hero does like some trick with their weapon or something, like, what the fuck? And they just get killed or something. Like, I don't want to be in that situation, but it's hard to say if somebody's fist start glowing, like Danny ran with the light bright hand. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is that supposed to be?
Boy, I'd pay money to do that, boy. Me and
Terrence,
me and me and Terrence be sparring, and then he get me good. Playtime's
Okay, see,
over,
you see what you
Terrence.
did, Danny? That is some cheating shit. If
What?
I can, if no, no, that is some cheating shit. That what you did, right? I like what you did because that is some cheating shit. That is the moment where I hit you, I hit you with a great blow, and you didn't even move, Danny. Your head only moved. I'm like, do you know how terrifying that is for you to hit somebody and only their head go to the side like a Terminator or something? Like, nah,
Yeah, I'll be like, playtime's
no.
over, boy.
I'd be like, well, fuck me.
Terrence be looking at his hands, but where's my glow? You know what I mean?
Hell yeah! Like I'm gonna be like Vegeta, like when Goku turns Super Saiyan, like what the fuck? I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. I'm gonna
Hey, I
keep
was
doing the
watching.
same
I'm
thing.
glad you said that. I saw this stream,
Oh my!
and Vegeta's supposed to be getting instant transmission powers in
Oh
the
yeah?
manga. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
I got
in not in the movie. I mean, the shows that we saw, but in the manga, like comic book, I guess. I saw that.
This
I
recent, huh?
tried. Yeah, I tried. I'll send a link to you. I was reading the other day. He went. They got some new villain. He looks like a damn billy goat or something. Something like half, uh, like a goat or something. And I can't think of his name. But he's like super powerful, and then neither one of them can deal with him. So Goku goes and train somewhere, and Vegeta goes to that planet where Goku went to learn instant transmission. They say you're supposed to learn different other moves too. And this story arc, he's gonna be the one to save everybody instead of Goku.
well, I
Oh
showed my
shit!
son. I showed my son the clip I made, right? And my son was like, "Hey, what do you know about Dragon Ball Z?" I was like, "Nothing." But I'm like, the Danny and them, they love him, you know. And then he was like, "Yeah, Vegeta's ass,
Vegeta's what?
ass."
What? You
Yeah.
don't
Jason,
like Vegeta?
He said,
Jason,
he said Vegeta's ass. He said Goku was kicking his ass all the time.
Oh
I was
my
like, "What?"
lord!
So I was like, "What do
Jason.
you know about Dragon Ball?" And he was like, "Oh, I used to read the books all the time." I was like, "Oh, really?"
You know what, Jason? You my boy, you my brother, but you said that was your son, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if I ever see him, it's gonna be like that one tear that trickles down because he said that. It's just
Yeah.
Vegeta
if
is
you ever
ass. Danny,
watch
have you ever heard that?
no, I've never heard that. If you ever watch Dragon Ball, man, the first arc when he comes on there, you're not gonna like him because I mean he's like a super asshole. But when he start becoming like the anti-hero,
Mm-hmm.
shoot, you gonna love him. He is my favorite. He is
Hey,
my
I
favorite
liked
by
him when he
all.
was an asshole, man. But my boy, he was
Nah, cause
sleep.
man, he supposed to be boys with Nappa, man. And what you do if me and you go on the planet and Jason, you ain't holding up you ain't holding up your part of the deal, and I'll blow your ass up. That's what he did to his boy. Now
But
they've gone around the whole galaxy killing people. Boys, Super Saiyan, the
no,
elite.
Jason, he deserved to die. Let me act out this scene, Jason. It was like, okay, you
Oh,
got Vegeta and Nappa. He told him, Nappa, don't move. I will handle this myself. It's okay, Vegeta. I could do it myself. And then he goes over, gets his ass whooped. So this is already him not listening to Vegeta, right? So Nappa's
Mm-hmm.
on the ground, Jason. Picture him crawling, armor broken, the blood coming out the left eye. And he's like this, Jason. He's like kind of reaching for Vegeta. He's like, Vegeta, I'm hurt, Vegeta. You gotta help me. And then Vegeta was just looking down at him like,
you like you
bitch
piece of shit.
ass motherfucker. And he just picked him up, like,
and,
Vegeta!
and toss him. Man, he tossed him like a grape. And next thing you know, man, he damn blow his ass up. Ain't even no damn shit. And, I mean, he damn pulverized his ass.
Yeah,
Now,
he
they
killed him.
boys now. They boys now. But you gonna do your
Didn't
boy like that.
He didn't listen.
He
You know what
didn't
I mean?
Yeah.
listen.
He
Now,
didn't
now I
listen.
would now you guys know me. If you my boy, I'm not gonna kill you. Like the
I
most
wouldn't
I
have
would
done
have
it either.
done, the most I would have done if I were Vegeta and that was Nappa, I would have knocked him out, but I wouldn't entertain killing him. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that ain't really it right there. Wait, I saw that Terrence versus Chuck Norris. I'll tell you what. Um,
I don't want no
out of
part of
all
that.
the people, you just mentioned, I think that would be the best fight. Like me as
Chuck
I am now
Norris,
versus Chuck Norris.
like he kicked harder than any human on the planet has ever kicked. When I used to watch Texas Ranger, I'd be like, damn, what the hell? What kind of roundhouse was that? Come man.
Not 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 harder, not harder than Bruce Lee and Michael Jai
I ain't
White.
saying, I'm saying he look. When I see him do that roundhouse, it look like you can see that boot in slow motion. Oh fuck, here it comes.
See that? But I'm just saying, like out of all the people you mentioned, where I'm like, yeah, they're gonna slaughter me and this and that. I would need more time to train. Chuck Norris, if he showed up right now, I would feel very comfortable in that predicament.
Yeah, cause shit, he damn 65. I bet you would.
No, it's not. It's not about his age. It's about his skill.
Shit,
Because I've seen him
man,
do. I've seen him do his training, and
man,
he's still a beast.
In his peak, man, I ain't fucking with Chuck, bro.
Man,
You never, you must be there watch Lone Wolf McQuade.
I've seen Lone Wolf McQuade. I love that movie. Mark
Boy,
Protected, all that shit. But I'm just saying, like, if it Chuck Norris now, I'd be comfortable. I'm not guaranteeing a victory. I'm just saying that'd be comfortable than all the other people that you mentioned. Now, if you talking about Chuck in his prime, then we could go back to the whole give me a year, and then I'd be like, all right, now
That's
we
what I
can
was
do
Terrence,
gonna say.
Terrence, that ain't saying much. And you 30, well, you 31, you say, and
right,
Chuck
right.
about 71. Okay,
No.
really? I
Yeah,
bet
It don't.
you will feel
See,
comfortable. I feel pretty
okay,
comfortable too
let me
now.
tell you.
I'd kick Chuck Norris's
No.
ass now.
No. It's not about the age, because I'll tell you what, like one of our masters in Taekwondo, that motherfucker was over 62, Danny, and he was one of the fastest human beings I've ever saw. Like you would have to see that shit. This motherfucker was doing jump, spinning, kick. You remember Tommy when he was the Green Ranger? He was doing that
Mhm.
kind of shit. Like the
Yep.
only thing to me, like he looked like he had the gray hair and shit. I'm telling you,
What
like most people would
what
get
was
their asses
what was
whooped.
his race?
This dude was, I want to say he was a combination of Asian and white.
Yeah, he probably had all that ginseng, all that kind of ancient
But I'm
uh
just saying though, like
Oriental
off of
stuff
his,
he's
but
taking.
all I'm saying is off of his appearance, right? If you outside of dojo, you just seen him on the street, and you ask somebody, do you think you could take him? I would say that
I'm not
90%
telling
of
you what he
people would
doing.
say,
Yeah, ginseng
And
is magical.
Chuck
you know,
Norris
you get
is
what you get.
probably ain't even training. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He's
no,
like he's not even training. So
I think I don't think he's training as much,
Man,
but
you never see all them Delta Force movies and
Delta
I
Force.
have,
boy and
I have. But like I
what's the
said
one
though,
Braddock? Man, Braddock was like the first Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that though, because he wasn't as
Man,
extreme as
that sucker.
Rambo. Like
Man, that sucker was caught in the concentration camp.
he was, but it's just I feel like Rambo is on some cheating shit. Like Chuck Norris's one was more like, okay, that's more reasonable. It's like the reasonable version of the extreme, if you will. I felt like Rambo, he was just on some cheating shit. I'm like, there ain't nothing you could do to him. You could tell me, oh, we nuked the city that Rambo was in. I'm like, did you guys
And
find the
Rambo,
body?
Rambo's the only one that
Shit,
survived.
Rambo
right.
grabbed that
But
mic. He
not,
said,
but not,
"I'm
but
coming
on
to get you."
exactly
Whip
like,
some ass.
but no, on some real shit though. You know whether it's Chuck Norris, Jet Li, whoever you want to mention, these are the exceptional. Like you're talking about, like now in my case, like when I was starting out, I was told by exceptional people that my potential was really high. I did not realize my full potential, but that told me that if I were to continue, I would achieve greatness. Considering that when you're told that on a basic level, this was like before you even earn your white belt, basically. Like you just getting through the
Mhm.
door, and then you show people what you can do, and you let them know that you taught yourself, which showed that I had an aptitude for learning, that I was able to teach myself what a lot of black belts can't do after years of training, which means that your rank is not indicative of how good of a fighter you are, because you do your katas and your moves to get your belts, but that does not mean that you're necessarily going to be good when it comes to an actual fight. That's why they have sparring sessions to try to prepare you for that. A lot of them black belts, they get lazy as fuck. They do their little katas and break their little boards, and then after that they be all sloppy
Yut,
and out of shape and shit. Shit,
yut.
you gotta, right, like all that shit. And Danny, I was doing that like all that shit at first, but then when I went with Joe, when he was teaching me the Jeet Kune Do, when I went back over to Taekwondo, I was whooping everybody's asses,
Hey,
and they told me
did he
specifically
like tie your ankles and pull the rope and stretch you out like Van Damme and
that
stuff?
And
that did not
that's
happen.
what.
I think that might have happened if I'd have stayed with him longer, because like he always had me in like he was often over my grandmother's house, because he was I think he's still friends with my uncle. I don't see him that much anymore, but at the time him and my uncle were best friends. So that's how I met him. I went over to my grandma's house, Joe was there, and my mom was building me up by talking to him like, "Oh man, Terrence, man, he's good at martial arts and this and that." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, my name is Terrence." Let alone I didn't know I'm talking to a beast mode dude, and he's just like, "Oh, would you like me to teach you some stuff?" I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, I would greatly appreciate that." Since my mom talking about she don't want to take me to it, I'm like, "You could do it for free." So that's how what would happen whenever I go to my grandmother's house. We would spend 4 or 5 hours at a time training out in her backyard. We had the Cali sticks, we had the knives, and he would teach me different stuff every time. So when I went back to Taekwondo, my stance was different, my posture was different. I was free and fluid, like Bruce Lee said. And then they told me that I couldn't fight like that there. I had to fight like with Taekwondo. I had to do the stance and all that. So they wanted me to be formulaic. And I was just like, now that I've learned better, it just was natural for me to keep it that way. So anytime they did practice Taekwondo moves, they weren't ready for my unorthodox kind of technique, the way I was moving, how I would have made
Right.
hits. And one time, Danny, this shit happened. So I was sparring against this one female, right? And she was talking about like, hit
She
me the
smacked.
hardest.
She smacked you, did she? She's like,
Uh, well, she hit me once, but like she kind of looked like Thunder, like the face and shit. And everything.
oh
She kind of
damn!
looked
I'll
like
let
Oh,
her
Thunder.
hit me. I'll let her hit me all night.
She was a pretty black lady. I'm not lying. She was pretty
Heart
as
of
hell.
thunder.
Like so, she would actually look good in that suit now that I think. But anyway, so she, was like hit me like the dudes because I remember the master told us, you got to make sure that you give the females equal treatment because on the street, if they run into a guy, they're not gonna go. I'm only gonna use 20% of my strength because you're a woman. They ain't gonna do that. So she tried to throw a double roundhouse kick at me. The first one I slap away, and then the other one I block with my elbow. And I didn't realize I did it. It was just one of the first techniques that Joe showed me. So she made contact with my elbow. She fell to the ground and she was screaming for dear life. And I did not know. Yeah, just it.
Terrence!
Yeah, it was. And she was rolling too. Like it looked crazy as hell. Masters came out and shit. They was like, Terrence, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. She like threw the two roundhouses, and then I was like, nah, and then she was just on the ground. Like, so she moves her hand away from her foot, and she got this big ass knot on her foot, and I was like, fuck. It was like, Terrence, what did you do? And I was like, and then I got back in the position, and I told her what she did, and then I, did the moves that I did. I was like, okay, I blocked it upward like this. She tried to go for that second double roundhouse kick, and then I turned my elbow to the right while putting it down at the same time, and that's when her foot connected. That's all I did. And they was like, we didn't teach you that here, Terrence. You can't do that. I was like, oh, that's learn that in Jeet Kune Do. They was like, this is Taekwondo, nigga. You can't do
Oh boy!
Oh shit! Like, man,
Damn, damn, man! I have lied to myself and to my fans. I've been on this thing for 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is not right. I'm supposed to have been gone 30 minutes ago. I have let Terrence pull me into his abyss of martial arts.
well, one more topic before you guys, if you want to call it a night, is I seen in the chat they said that the Snyder Cut is confirmed.
yes, I
Okay,
did a video on that.
okay, yeah. Give me this Snyder cut because everybody is losing their damn mind about this shit. How different is it supposed to be? What's
How
the difference?
different? Oh, it's supposed
Yeah,
to be a lot different.
this is the Snyder cut of what? Batman v
Um,
Superman.
no, no,
No,
no,
Justice
no,
League.
no. See, if I may, Jason, because I
Mhm.
mean,
Go right
What
ahead.
movie?
do you
What
know
movie?
do you know a lot about what's going on with this or
No, I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure out
I've been following.
what
Yeah.
movie.
okay, it's Justice League. Like,
Okay.
uh, what happened was this morning, my friend he texted me. He's like, man, is this like Snyder Cut? Is it true? I was like, well, I didn't hear nothing. I was like, let me look into it. And I'm looking at all the different places like Variety, Deadline, all the media outlets, and they was like, the Snyder Cut is confirmed. And what
Hmm.
happened was when I looked into it later, even more so after I made the video, it turns out that Zack Snyder during his Man of Steel watch party, he was watching it. I don't know if that was his wife with him or whoever it was, lady with him. And then he was using like the Zoom thing where you can get other people to come into the
Yeah, yeah.
stream. And at one point, Henry Cavill showed up, like before the Man of Steel movie ended, and people were freaking out, like, "Oh shit, it's Henry Cavill!" So they were thinking, like, what they're gonna do? Is it gonna be a Man of Steel 2 announcement? You know, like that shit. And then before you know, more people got on, and then almost near the end of it, Zack Snyder was like, "Hang on, y'all." And then Henry was like, "You gonna do it, Zack? You gonna let them know?" And then everybody's like, "The fuck they talking about? Like, what do they know that we don't know?" And then all of a sudden he's like, "Hang on." So he puts the banner on the screen and it says the Snyder Cut is coming in 2021. We're like, "Oh!" Yep, yep.
See
You
that?
just man, see,
Yeah.
I just felt like you went through all that, and I can't get that time back. 2021, shit, that's damn 6 months from now. Man, that
But I mean, but it would have been sooner. But it's the coronavirus. Coronavirus is fucking everything up. You could thank the
Mhm.
coronavirus because he
Man, he
said
can take that. He can do that straight to demand. Anybody
no,
can
no,
wait
no.
till
But
He had no, no, no,
2021.
no, 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 no.
they
No,
have to
Danny.
finish some things
He
for
has to
sure.
finish it. He said
Yeah.
he got 20-30 million to finish the movie, which means that he can
Oh,
do
he
the
did?
reshoots that he yes, 20 to 30 million. So there are the Snyder cut is not complete. Like he showed it to Warner Brothers, which we heard it was a rumor. Now we know that shit was true. Henry
Mhm.
saw it when Jason Momoa said he saw it. That shit was real.
Mhm.
All the shit we heard, all that
Was
shit was
real.
real.
I believed it
So
100%. Always.
now, and see, Jason, for me, I was like, I was kind of going back and forth on it, right? I was like, oh, I want to see it if it's there, right? If it's not done, I want it to be completed, and then maybe you could talked to Warner Brothers, and then it was so long. I was like, damn, I don't know if it's coming out. I wanted to, but maybe we're not gonna get it. But then when Zack Snyder started posting more tweets and stuff, I was like, oh shit, this shit is coming out. And then now it's like, okay, got the 20-30 million. So he said that there are, special effects that he needs to add and that whatever the dark side, Martian Manhunter, all that shit, what he's supposed to do, and then I guess he's gonna do some reshoots, and they're talking about something like that shit gonna be 4 hours long. So I'm like, the regular Justice League, the theatrical cut is like an hour 50 minutes. So you talking about that's another movie, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So and then it was like, now I don't know how they're gonna break it up. I don't know if it's gonna be presented as like one 4 hour thing or however long it's supposed to be. And then I heard that they were gonna break it into chapters where you can choose to binge watch it all to make it a movie. I'm not sure. But either way, y'all, I am very, very fucking happy about this.
Yeah, me
Holy
too.
I
shit.
feel very, very tricked about this shit. I thought it was coming out like the next couple of weeks or something. Terrence,
But
you have disappointed me with this
Well,
shit.
Danny,
I
You
brought it
you
up,
oh
but
you
come
hype it
on.
you hype it all up.
Come on. The coronavirus is oh come on, like
you don't want to
I,
see the Snyder cut, Danny?
I
At least
feel
it's
hurt.
better.
I
It
do
should be
want to
better
see
than
it,
what.
but the way he was
Okay.
hyping up, I was like, man, we gonna see this thing like next month. You talking about 2021, man?
but that's not that okay, but look, we went from like I said in the video, there were so many humans that were just like, this is what they sound like. Oh,
Tricked again,
y'all are dumb
Terrence.
motherfuckers for thinking that the Snyder cut is coming out. Jason, did they not say that? You remember that, Jason?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
guys are toxic DC fans because you want Warner Brothers to go back and hire this guy that ruined DC. You will never see your Snyder cut if it's complete. And if it's not complete, Zach will complete it, and only his family and friends will see it, and the public will never get to see it. You should forget about it. You should look forward to the future to DC and remember that he's the one that ruined it. You will never fucking see your Snyder cut. And now all of them are on hush mode because they first of all, Zach announced it at in his Man of Steel watch party, which I didn't know, right? But
Mhm.
that's him saying that. He did say it a couple years ago that it was coming out. But see, we were waiting on Warner Brothers to confirm it. So when Warner Brothers confirmed it, then
Mhm.
that's when all of the media picked it up because they had their eyes to the internet. They was like, well, if Warner Brothers ain't okay in this DC shit, it don't matter how much Zack says it. And Warner Brothers like, hell yeah, that shit gonna be on HBO Max in 2021, and then everything blew up and that shit was trending and all that stuff.
Gotcha. For real.
So
Okay.
I'm happy. And
Danny's not impressed.
Danny, you gonna watch it, right? The Snyder cut with the
Yeah, in a whole 6 to 8 months. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
come on,
I'm
Danny, you
excited. I'm
supposed to
excited
be
about that.
Danny, you supposed to feed off my energy. You supposed to be doing backflips together.
No, right now you killing my energy. I was hyped up for about 30 seconds till you see that shit 2021 come out your mouth. I was like, oh,
Okay,
fuck.
okay. To be fair, right? To be fair, we went from humans saying it's never gonna come out. You guys are delusional. To now we got an exact year that we're told
Okay.
that it's coming out,
And
right?
I'm on full don't give a fuck mode right down this second.
Oh shit! You don't care about the Snyder cut?
Hell no, I don't right now.
Damn, Jason, are you hearing this?
Yeah, I hear. I hear.
What in the world?
It's
It, I
okay, man. When it comes out, his tune will change. You know what I mean? It'll be like, oh, the Snyder
I
cut.
tell you, I'm not scared enough to say it. I wasn't correct, but right now I don't.
But
I'm
Danny,
ready. I'm
but what
ready to.
about? Don't you care that me and Jason are excited? Like you
Yeah, I'm
don't
happy
care?
for you. I'm happy that you're happy.
Uh, that sounded
Danny,
so sarcastic. Like that. He's
Danny,
like,
I don't mean to sound like how these humans be sounding, but I didn't feel it. When you said it, I didn't like feel it, the emotion and stuff.
I'm happy that you're happy about some crappy movie coming out in 2021.
A crappy Jason, are you hearing this?
I
A
hear.
crappy movie
I
coming
hear.
out in
You know why I
2021.
call it crappy? Because y'all two supposed to be these movie experts and all this kind of stuff. Y'all trying to sell me some bullshit that
That's not
Blank
bullshit.
that
What?
Blank Man and
Oh my God, you're
Meteor Man
Wow, Jason, he
and
ain't gonna let this
Garden
go.
and Guardians of the Galaxy is something that I should be wasting
Wow,
my precious brain power talking to y'all
wow,
about. So
Jason, he
no,
is not
no,
gonna
no,
let
no, no,
that
no, no.
go.
No, I ain't gonna let that shit go. And
Blank
and
What?
Man.
and
Yes,
she,
you
and
should be
she
talking
who
about
will
it.
not be named keeps mentioning that. No.
Oh,
Yes, you should
come
be
on,
about.
Danny, come on, man. Like okay, if they not if when they drop that Snyder Cut trailer, this is what I expect, Jason and Danny.
Is it
Number
going to the
one,
movies or is it going to
no,
Spirit of
HBO
Man?
Max.
HBO
Oh,
Max. Yes.
HBO Max is coming out next week on the 27th, and Fatal J and others had suggested that they put it on there, and I was seconding that. I was like, that's a good idea, but I don't see them doing it. Not that it won't come out, but I'm like, that would be perfect. But since when do we really get perfect from movie studios,
it
right?
would be perfect if they put it on Netflix or
No.
Disney
Netflix.
on Disney Plus. Something I ain't got to
No,
pay
Disney
another
Plus is
subscription.
Disney is the opposite company. You don't put
I don't
DC
care.
stuff.
I don't
No,
care.
no, 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 no.
I'm tired of paying all these subscriptions to
Yeah, I
see
feel
one or
that.
two doggone.
Okay,
So
okay. Here's the
I
thing,
want to come
Danny.
on something I ain't got to pay nothing.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Danny. If when you see that trailer and you be like, "Dan, this shit is fired," I'm pretty sure you're gonna pay the $6.99 or whatever, because it would be less than what
No,
you would pay if you went to the theater, right?
I'm gonna find one of my boys that gonna get it, and I'm gonna go to his house and watch that.
Or just
Okay,
get it, or just get them to add you to the account. You know, because you can have like three or four
exactly,
people on one account.
exactly. I feel like it's either gonna be you're gonna find a way to get it from someone else, you're gonna get it yourself, depending on how you feel about the trailer. Now, for me personally, I don't
Fire
care what
stick,
that
fire
that's
stick.
that's fine too. I ain't mad at you, Danny. I would prefer that you watch it so that way when I talk to you about it, you
I'm gonna
don't
watch.
have to.
I'm gonna watch on the fire stick or Cody
So
Bob.
And I'm
okay,
telling
so
you, right now, I don't care what the
I
trailer
get.
looks
I
like.
might
I'm
get
gonna
some
watch it.
bootleg. Good old bootleg out there.
Right, Jason? Or Jason, are you with me? I don't care what that teaser and that trailer look like. I'm already gonna watch it because we're gonna get it.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it definitely. But if I can watch it on bootleg, I'll watch it on bootleg too.
So it's supposed to be
Fair enough.
totally different than the first Justice League.
Yes, because
Yes.
because Zack Snyder was fired from the very beginning after his daughter died. That's he left the project because his daughter died, and then Warner Brothers fired him, and then they covered
Mm-hmm.
that shit up and made it seem like he just left because his daughter
Mm-hmm.
died. So Warner Brothers fucked him over, and then they
So
hired
wouldn't that
Josh Whedon
so wouldn't that
to
be
finish the
Warner
movie.
Brothers property? How are they?
It is
How they
they're allowing
It
it
is
to
Warner
happen
Brothers.
though.
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers property. That's why it's taken so long to come out because he was fighting for it, right? And
Exactly. Warner Brothers has to allow. That's what I was saying. Like Zach a couple years ago said it's coming, but Warner Brothers at that time they was like, it ain't coming right now. Shit,
Mm-hmm.
we got the power on DC. We ain't want that shit to come out. Like, nah.
You-
So, but
Okay.
now though, recently Warner Brothers was like, Zach, we've been paying attention to this hashtag release the Snyder Cut, and in fact, they had a gag about it on Harley Quinn. The dude was wearing a hashtag release the Snyder Cut shirt, and then what did the humans say, Jason? See, Warner Brothers doesn't like it. They're making fun of you weirdos. They want the Snyder Cut, and then what happened?
Mm-hmm.
What happened now, Jason? I
Mm-hmm.
guess what happened?
Yeah, got the Snyder cut.
And DC has been killing it because what happened? DC released Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That's something new. They released Stargirl. That's something new. The
Mm-hmm.
announcement of the fucking Snyder Cut coming next year. Marvel ain't got shit because what they have, we already know about. It's old, right? We saw
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow trailer. We heard about the Eternals. We heard about Shang-Chi. They have nothing right now except
Mm-hmm.
for what we already know. So
Absolutely.
DC has been flexing on their ass. Like, yeah, I don't care what kind of drawing that Mahershala Ali released of him as Blade. It was just his own conceptual art, but that doesn't eclipse the fucking Snyder Cut is coming out because that's breaking news. That's the people that were shunned and called weirdos because we said it was coming out and all that shit, and then now it's in your face and you can't fight it. It's real,
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
and that
right.
that you had a collection of DC fans fight and push for that so hard that Warner Brothers could not ignore it from a money standpoint.
You got you.
I,
Well,
I agree.
fellas, I'm ready to call it because we've been talking 2 hours and 41 minutes. A little longer than I want.
Oh, can we get like at least another 19 to make it 3 hours?
Oh God.
I mean, wouldn't that be cool, Danny, if we could just top it off at the three and then I feel like Danny wants to shoot me, but like
I don't want to shoot you, but I got another stream at 11. But I go another 19 minutes.
so yeah, but
Cool.
yeah,
You Jedi mind trick because I was not playing no 3 hours on this.
You guys,
So Jason,
yeah,
how did you find out like about the Snyder Cut? Did like what happened on your end?
I just found out when the chat started up.
Oh,
Someone posted on the chat and said it was confirmed. I seen little headlines, right, but I never clicked on them. I'm like, yeah, whatever, just another talk. But then I heard like it didn't say confirmed or anything,
right.
but someone in the chat was like, yeah, it's confirmed. So I was like, okay, well, if it's confirmed, then good.
See, and nothing wrong with that, Jason. Because even me, when my friend said, "Is this real?" I was like, "Let me check," because we've heard it like, we've heard this coming out, right? And we heard that Zach got the concept art and he got the footage, but we haven't had any official confirmation that you got
Mm-hmm,
Zach and Warner Brothers telling you it's coming
mm-hmm,
and a date on top of that and where
absolutely.
you can see it. So when that happened, I was like, oh shit. Because everybody did the same thing. Like you, Jason, they was like, nah,
Me too.
it's probably just another picture or something. And then when you like, oh shit, hold on, let me check one more place. And then you say they all saying the same thing, coming from credible sources. Warner
Mm.
Brothers got it on their fucking website and everything. It's there. So man,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I see. I don't like I said, I'm not sure about the time because I heard it was going to be 4 hours long. I mean, it could be two, it could be three. I don't know about that. Zach knows. I don't really know. But the whole dark side, Martian Man on the Green Lantern, that's already different from what we got. I'm like, how and where do they come into play? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then Zach said at one point that he intended it to be broken into two parts. He's supposed to
Two
get part
parts. Yeah.
one and then the dark side is supposed to show up at the end, and then the
Mm-hmm.
second one was supposed to be just them fighting dark side. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's incredible. That you telling me that the
Yep.
second movie is supposed to be just them fighting them? That'd be an hour and 50 minutes of fighting, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? Does that mean like they fight them in the beginning, and then maybe they lose and they got to regroup, and then they fight them in the middle, and then in the end, like how do you break that up, right?
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I just have a lot of questions,
I'm
Jason.
sure they could
And
do it like kind of like how Skeletor came in on He-Man and got the sorceress, and then
the underlings of Skeletor was kind of fighting the He-Man and the good guys. So it would be something like that. The Justice League would be fighting something like what is it, Mama? What's the Mama
Oh, you talking about
name?
Granny Goodness and all them
Granny Goodness and
Mhm.
Calabac.
Furies and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
and then it would build up to I guess him fighting.
Right, right.
No.
And now see that's good. I was kind of more or less thinking of it kind of like that, Danny. But then it's like, okay, is it that see? It still leads me to more questions. Is it going to be? Because I know, like, I'm assuming that when we start watching it, there might be elements of what we saw in the theatrical version that we got. But then, if that's the case, at what point does it then become what we haven't seen, or is it gonna be from beginning to end entirely different? You know what I mean? Like that. That's kind of because it's clearly going to be more than an hour of new footage, which would bring, if you add that with the theatrical cut, that's 2 hours and 50 minutes. So but it ain't just an hour. He's talking about, like I said, I heard as much as 4 hours. So I'm assuming it'll be more like 2 hours and something. But even still, I'm like, what does that footage entail, and how will we know how it will break up and stuff? I guess I'm assuming the trailer is gonna let us know, like when we see the trailer, doom 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 doom, and they plan to come together, and then we see familiar scenes, and then maybe it'll end with Darkseid holding somebody by the neck. I have no.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. You know, it should be better than at least what they did, what they gave us. So,
Right, and I was like man, Jason, Danny, like I've had so many discussions about Justice League. I couldn't even begin to count them all, but like I was one of the individuals where I was like, look, I like what we got. However, it should have been a whole lot better, right? So it was like
mm-hmm.
I was like, I got some joy out of it. There are definitely some scenes in it that I'm like, that shit is dope. Like especially that scene when you had Steppenwolf. Remember it showed like the battle of the past and shit, and it had like the Green Lantern and it had Zeus and all them trying
Yep.
to fight
Mm-hmm.
Steppenwolf. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, can you show us that, please? Like that shit look like the shit we got in Endgame times three. Like all the people fighting and they came from the
Mm-hmm.
different realms and shit like that. I'm like, that's your fucking Endgame right there in one scene. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that looked like to me before we got Endgame.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
real.
when people see now that you say it out loud like that, if you think about it, that did come before Endgame. It's just it was in I don't want to say a bad movie, but a movie that was underwhelming to a lot of individuals. They was like, why didn't you do better than that? Some may even
Mm-hmm.
say disappointing, and then many, I guess, will say bad. That's fine. I was cool with it, but again, I wanted something better. But when I saw that scene, I was like, why didn't you expand upon that? Like, you got all these haters and shit talking about, well, DC need to do this, this, and that. I'm like, but they already did it. Like, look what they did in that one scene, like I mentioned with Zeus and the Green Lanterns and the Atlanteans and all those people. And then look at the end scene in Aquaman when they were fighting in the ocean. I'm like, they already did Endgame before it happened. It's just that Endgame is a much better movie, and then you have all the payoffs, and it's highlighted in such a way to where it gets to that. It feels satisfying. Cap catching Mjolnir on your left, and all the portals open up. That shit was beautiful. That was dope. But it's like DC was already on to something like that. They just didn't follow through with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I
Oh,
agree.
dropper. Oh,
No, no, I agree. It was a jaw dropper. That was a dope ass scene. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
just
I
Danny,
said
you
a
get what I'm
ball
saying.
dropper. I ain't saying nothing about no damn jaw dropper. They
Oh,
dropped the damn ball.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
they did
dropped
drop the
the ball.
ball.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I again,
Also true. Yeah,
they should have just let Zack Snyder finish off his movie, and whatever happened happened.
It's just
exactly.
like I said earlier. Nobody wants a cold steak. Everybody wants a steak hot.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel is serving bigger, better, hotter steaks than DC. It's
Yeah, and
just
they
plain
want
and simple.
Yeah, yeah.
DC,
In many cases, yes, but not all the time. I feel like when I say Marvel, I mean specifically MCU. Sony has done some good stuff too, especially with the past Spider-Man movies, Into the Spider-Verse and stuff like that. And Morbius looks fantastic, but specifically the MCU, I feel like they have a lot of good stuff in there, but they also got some trash in there that people don't want to admit to because it's so prevalent.
the same can be said about DC.
Well, here's the thing though. DC has bad stuff, but they also have a lot of great stuff. The difference is to me, when DC has great stuff, they really have some great stuff. You know what I'm saying? They pull in they pulling like Joker shit. You know, they pulling Dark Knight
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like when they swing and they get that home run, everybody notices. They winning Oscars, all kinds of shit. Even areas
Okay.
that Marvel hasn't touched. But like when DC makes a mistake, right? Or they make something that's trash, like Batwoman, everybody highlights it and it gives them a chance to gloss over anything bad that Marvel has done. Because Marvel
Not
has done.
really, because everybody that I talk to criticize me. And you watched Inhumans? I can't believe you watched that. And that was a shit sandwich. But
It was, but to be fair though, that is a blatant example of trash. I'm talking about the more like that's pure trash. Inhumans is an example of the worst of the worst. I'm talking about the ones that are in the main MCU proper continuity in terms of their movies. That's the area that I'm talking about. Like us on this stream, we can all be reasonable, but others outside of this, they be biased and riding the fence. They're like, no, that was the greatest movie ever. Every time you see the commercials, right, Jason and Danny, what does it say? Best Marvel movie ever. Number one, yeah, best of the
Mm-hmm.
best, the best yet. How are they all the best
Mm-hmm.
yet? But
they're
then with
trying to,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't fault a company for hyping itself.
no, I'm not saying that I fault them, but it's just it becomes suspect when they're all the best yet. That's impossible. Because some has to be worse than others, but that's just the thing that they push.
That's just a selling
No,
ploy.
it is. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not mad at them, but it's suspect and it is misleading. And it's like, and then like what Kevin
Uh,
Feige was saying about Captain Marvel, I'm like, that was all
I
bullshit.
don't disagree with that because 'cause I heard them say the same thing about Shazam, and Shazam is not the best ever
Mm-hmm.
that DC done.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Most
the
excited,
Shazam, but
most this stuff. Man,
well,
come on.
But they got
But
to do that
they didn't
though.
do that.
I
But with
know
Shazam,
that's
they didn't do that as much with Shazam.
yeah, they
Shazam,
did.
no, Shazam had very very little marketing in comparison to other comic book movies.
But
Shazam
when
didn't
I
get a
see it,
lot
it
of like.
was like most interesting by this reviewer,
It,
most soon by this critic. I mean, I
but
saw
see,
them commercials.
but see, that was only certain areas though. It wasn't like an overall thing like what they do with those MCU films. It's much
It,
more in
it
your
is
face.
apparent to me that you are an MCU hater.
Oh, come on, Danny.
It is.
Danny,
You say
Danny,
everything. You say everything
Danny.
about
You know I
MCU.
love the MCU. I own all those movies. I have seen all of them many
So,
times in the theater. Oh,
which
come on,
movie?
Danny.
Which color do you prefer? DC or MCEU?
Well, here's the thing: the MCU as a
Ah,
whole ain't
no, no, no.
no. I've already
Nah.
said this. No, I've
Which
already
company do
said this.
you prefer? It ain't no explanation. It's DC or Marvel.
But look, as a brand, I prefer DC.
Okay,
However, no.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, both of you and everyone else heard me say many times that I am not biased. When DC fucks up, I say it and I admit it. This is not a bias thing. You can't paint me in that category. There are plenty
But
of
I
it.
can't put you in the category where you be like, MCU fanboys, blah 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 blah. I ain't never hear you say
Danny,
nothing about no
Danny,
MCU fanboys.
Danny.
Have you, Jason?
But
Have
here's
you
the
ever
thing,
heard
though.
have you ever
But
heard him
actually,
say
yes, I did.
DTU?
Actually, yes, I did. Jason, do we not have a conversation specifically about how I said that there are humans that say that Batwoman is the best
Yeah,
DC
you
show,
did
and I'm
say
like,
that.
those humans are
Yeah, you,
stupid as fuck. I do
yeah, you
that
did.
all the time. The
Yeah,
same
you
You,
did
thing
yeah,
say
with
that.
Supergirl.
no,
Like
I'm saying DCEU fanboys. You ain't never said that.
and no, no, but I don't have to say that when I rip them even worse. When Batman v Superman came out, I made a 30-minute review saying how it was fucking terrible, Danny. and that I was talking to people that said it was the best thing ever, and I
I
specifically
so
stated
you like Batman v Superman less than Justice League?
Batman v Superman is the theatrical cut. I think is a bad movie. The ultimate cut is a better movie, but
Mm-hmm.
the movie overall should have been better. But the highlight of either cut was Batman. That's it. But that's why I'm saying you can't, Danny. You can't do that to me because you know I'm going to be fair. If it's trash, I don't care where it comes from. Catwoman is fucking trash. Superman 3 and 4 with Christopher Reeve are fucking trash. Batman and Robin are trash. And I love Batman. He's my favorite character, but he has some shitty movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm honest. I don't care what side. I love DC more, but if you
There's,
compare the
there's only
MCU.
been one. There's only been one shitty Batman movie, and that's Batman Forever.
See, but most would argue that
No,
it's Batman and Robin. But my point
no,
is that
Batman and Robin too.
if you compare the MCU to the DCEU, the MCU has more films that people like. They also have way more films than the DCU. The DCU only has what, 8 movies, 9? It's not even comparable when you calculate how much stuff the MCU has
Yeah,
done. The DCU just
but it's
barely
not
started.
fair. It's not fair for critics to say that MCU, and this is your word, formulaic and cookie cutter.
No,
Okay,
no,
they found
but that is a fact though. Like because
okay,
if
but you
they
can't
even Kevin Feige said he follows a formula. That was out
okay,
of
but
his mouth.
yeah, but you can't be mad if the formula is successful.
No, 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 no. I never said I was mad. And again,
I'm not saying it in the literal term. I'm saying
right, right, right,
you can't when you criticizing something, you can't say, "Oh, it's formulaic," blah 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 blah
well,
blah.
no, no, but
Okay,
it is because number one, it came out of this man's mouth. Number two,
yeah,
formulaic means that whatever things that you lay out for your show or movie, they're predictable to go a certain way. We know that when these characters fight somebody, they're fighting the evil version of themselves. This is going to lead into that. This one scene is going to pay off in whatever movie. They're going to
okay,
team up, they're going to do this. We know this. When we
okay,
see
but
when Black Widow comes out, what's going to happen? You're going to see it, I'm going to see it, Jason's going to see it. We're going to get together and go, the movie was cool, and nobody will be surprised about it. It's the DC stuff that's up and down, and we don't know how we're going to feel about any of it until we
because they
watch
don't
it.
know what they're doing. You can't be
Not
mad at
not
Marvel
some, but
because
not
DC don't know what they're doing.
no, 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 no. This is not, again. This is not me being mad at Marvel. I'm only stating that when and where they do have their flaws and they're failing in certain areas, not you guys, but a lot of humans, MCU fanboys, specifically what I call fake Marvel fans, people that don't know anything about the comics, they're prone to be biased towards what they like. They can't look at it from the other side. No matter what you do, it's always going to be perfect in their eyes, and the competition can't do anything. And you both have heard this, the Snyder cut. I mean, you got them haters. They still gonna try to fight it until it comes out and it's good. But it's just the whole you have to do that and stuff. And it's not so much that DC doesn't know what they're doing. They try different things, and because of that, it appears as though. But look, between like you look at something like Young Justice, they know what they're doing there. With the Arrowverse with Greg Berlanti, that's one man that's running that. He knows what he's doing with the Arrowverse. Now, granted, Batwoman is fucking hot garbage, but overall, though, the genius that he put into all those crossovers, all the stuff with Crisis and all that, and then him doing all the different spin-off shows, there's a consistency there even with the risk factors that he takes, knowing that DC has a reputation of you have to see it first, and there's not always a sense of trust if they're not specifically a DC fan. There's things that are there,
I
and
got you.
even with Captain Marvel, like it just, I mean, we've had that conversation. Danny, I feel like you know where I'm coming from. You know I'm going to be fair.
I do, but I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
and
can't
and,
go
and
without
again,
saying
Danny, I
the way
know,
we
I know,
talk.
I know you're not like that because Danny, I know if you're gonna give me your honest opinion. and I've never been mad at you for any opinion that you have. In fact, I
No. Well,
respect your opinion
when I
because
say
you will be
mad, I
honest.
don't mean that in the literal term. I'm just
No.
saying
I know, I know. I'm
when
just
people
saying
are
like
okay, when people other than us critique certain things, to me it's kind of aggravating. This is well, Marvel fan, blah blah blah. You can't be mad at Marvel because Marvel has figured out the damn puzzle, and DC hasn't. And you can't be mad at fans because they like Marvel's product better than DC because Marvel seems to be more successful and gives the people what they want, whether you think it's formulaic, simple, ABC 1, 2, 3, versus someone that's not cookie cutter, but sometimes their cake may taste good and sometimes may taste like shit.
not
So I'm not
right,
mad
right. Yeah.
at Marvel because they figured it out. If
But see,
I was
but
DC, I'd be trying to find me my version of Kevin Feige and say, look, you need to come here, fit all the connective tissue together between all the different properties so we can catch up. Because if they get somebody like Kevin Feige over there, they're gonna catch up because
well,
their
here's
characters
the
are
thing though.
better.
But here's the way I see it. They don't need to catch up. What they need to do is
Yeah, they do. You just
no,
said it
like
yourself. Marvel
I
got
don't
20
think I
something
don't think.
movies, they
Well,
only
yeah,
got
yeah,
eight.
but I don't like want to say catch up in that sense. Like it's not about you having the same amount of movies because if you want to go material based, just off of content, DC and Marvel won't catch up to DC. If we go back to the 40s and we look at all of their content, they will never catch up. But
I,
they have more movies with the MCU because that's where
I'm
they focused on.
I'm talking
But
from the set. When did Superman come out? The first Superman,
you
like
talking about with
80
Christopher
something.
Reeve? I
Yeah,
don't know. I think it was like
Uh-huh.
78
80,
or
eighty
I'm
something.
talking
Yeah.
from I'm talking from there on forward because to me that's where my love for comic books, movies, live action took off. From the first time I
that's
saw
fair and
Superman,
that's fair and I can respect that, but it goes back decades before that of success.
yeah, but it don't count though.
So
Nobody, with the exception of
it
a
counts.
handful.
It does count. It's just there will be some that won't acknowledge it, but it doesn't change the fact. Stanley and
Terrence,
everybody else they were influenced.
half half the people that watched Stargirl tonight
Mhm.
ain't had a clue who they
It,
couldn't name five of them people,
well,
and they were in that
but how
time you're
many
talking
people
about
did?
now.
But how many people did we talk to though? Because I've talked to some people that know the characters just as much as I do. So I feel like it depends on who
There's
you
a
talk to. But that's
there's
a
a
different.
select there's a
Okay,
selective group
but
that
isn't
may
that a
know.
different conversation though? Like the whole them knowing the characters. I'm only talking about how much material has been put out to influence others. Like how I
Okay,
mentioned with the whole Justice League scene and Aquaman, how they did Endgame before Endgame did Endgame. It's just that Endgame is the highest grossing
did it,
movie,
did
so
it,
they will mention that before.
and they did it better. Which goes back to my original argument. DC got steak, but they don't know how to cook it.
All,
Marvel knows how to cook it.
but my main point that you even said I understand is the fact that when DC does something, there should be acknowledgement. Not from I'm not talking about you guys,
There
but
is.
no, because from what I see, there's always excuses. You guys know, Jason, you know what I'm talking about. They got lucky. Oh, there's always some excuse. Just
I don't
like
hear all that. I didn't
I
hear all that
do,
about. I didn't hear
I
about
do.
Aquaman. I didn't hear about Aquaman when
No,
Aquaman
there were
came
some
out.
no. There were humans bashing Aquaman and Shazam.
There are humans that
There,
bashing. There are humans that bash Endgame
okay, but here's the thing
and
about
Black
Endgame
Panther.
though. But here's the thing about Endgame and Black Panther. You are still talking about most people like it, and you're talking about merely they're critiquing it in comparison to other MCU movies. Like for me, Infinity War is a better movie than Endgame, 1,000%. But
The
Me too.
overall movie is better, but the last hour is the best superhero movie I've ever seen put together.
well, in terms of a fight scene, like
Yeah,
if we're talking about the Captain,
I'm talking about something that's on the edge of your seat. You like, oh shit. They had about in that last hour. There are at least three oh shit
okay,
moments.
but see, but that's what I'm talking about though. Like you're talking about an hour in comparison to a whole movie, which is Infinity War. That's what I'm saying. Infinity War is the
I,
better
I
movie,
I
but
disagree with you. I know
but
saying
but and it's only because of that last hour. And Endgame is 3 hours. You and many other individuals say the same thing, Danny. That last hour is the best you've seen and all that kind of stuff, but it's not the whole movie. Infinity War is the whole movie that
okay.
it's good.
The only reason why it's not because it was 3 hours. If it was 2 hours, because the first hour to me there were three old shit movements in the first hour when Captain Marvel found Tony Stark. The exchange between Tony and Captain and Captain America was cool to me. Was a cool thing. And when Thor cut off Thanos' head, I was like, "Oh fuck, what the hell are they gonna do now?"
See
And
Mm-hmm.
that?
then,
See, to
then
me,
from
that
that
moment was
point,
stupid, though.
no, 'cause I want to see how they're gonna work it out. Then from
I
that
I
point, and
I, I hated that.
my next old shit moment was when I first saw Professor Hulk. I was like, now I thought they had a missed opportunity because I would want to see how he became Professor Hulk. They didn't show that. I thought they missed
Oh, and
opportunity on
how
that.
does all those scenes you just mentioned compare to the last hour of Endgame? It doesn't even come close. In
No,
fact,
but I'm saying
but
it kept me interested in the movie.
that no
Some
no
people like it.
that's fair. But I mean, so did me. But I mean, well, the part where Thanos got his head chopped off, you can ask my friends. I wanted to leave the movie because I thought it was fucking stupid. I'm like, how the fuck did you kill Thanos at the beginning of the movie? I was pissed. I stayed, and then that washed away within the next 10 minutes. But that had me just furious. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You went from Thanos' beast in Infinity War to now he's a bitch. That shit irritated the fuck out of me. But again, I stayed, and it turned out that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be the rest of the movie.
There was a
But that
twist.
had me. No, I know. Like I said, that was just again when it happened. I didn't like the setup for it. I was like, what the fuck, and then it was fine later. But I'm just being honest with my reaction. But even in like those scenes that you mentioned, they had different effects. That's fine. And it had other moments in each hour that were fine, but it's just when you make a 3-hour movie, a master filmmaker would know how to make each hour worth it. There should be no this last hour is so much better than the first 2 hours. There needs to be a balance, like our show, Equilibrium.
Okay. Okay, but just like I told you, we live in a world now, just like you and Jason were giving Stargirl A.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see A. I see a C because we are in a world now where we want to see. Well, as far as my opinion, we want to see fast pace, fast pace
And
the
Yeah.
whole time.
what did I tell
When
you?
it
I said I respected your opinion, but I also told you that I do not feel that there should ever be any sort of wow or action moments at the expense of characters
okay,
and story.
and guess what? There was no wow in fact fight moments the whole 3 hours. It was the first 2 hours was get you shock value the first one with Thanos head. Then they gave you the whole backstory, tell you what's going on, seeing the differences. Captain America and Iron Man reuniting and
And
forgiving
the
each
time
other,
travel
and the
and the
whole
time
on the time
travel
shot.
and the time travel
And
was silly.
then and
And
then okay, that's your opinion. I don't think it was silly. I
Dan,
totally get what the
okay,
Hulk said.
okay, but
I
let
tell
me
you
let
that
me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Danny. The time travel stuff. If you were to break that down and you compare that to any sort of time traveling that we have ever seen in anything fiction, could you sit
Okay,
there and tell me that they did that in an intelligent way that
they
makes
did
any
it.
sense?
You know why I like it? Because fans always say, I don't want to see the same thing over and over and over. All they did was they got that from Back to the Future. All they did was get that from Time Cop. All they did is
It
get
doesn't
that.
have to be the
They
same
didn't
though,
do okay,
right?
but they didn't do it. They
Okay,
did something
but
totally different. But it's just like I tell you, y'all go there and try to do freaking algebra and
no,
trigonometry.
no, no.
I
There
ain't
there
trying
is
to do no
no
algebra and
no, no, no.
trigonometry.
There is no
I'm there for
trigonometry.
basic math.
But did you hear what you just said? You said
Yeah,
you don't want it to be the same. If you bubble that
it's
down to something more simplistic, when you look at the superhero genre as a whole, for people that don't care about it, if you ask them, they will tell you it's all the same shit, but it's not. Just because you
it's not.
use
It's
right,
different.
it's not. It's different. Exactly. Brings me to my point. It's different. Just because you use time travel does not mean it's the same thing. You're just using it as an inspiration. Just like every single comic book creator, including Stan Lee, they talk about the greatness of Superman. But that does not mean that Spider-Man and Daredevil are Superman. They're their own
Jason,
thing.
Mm-hmm.
is he trying to Jedi mind trick me? Because like he going back on what he just said just now.
No, I'm not going back. I'm saying that there is a way. Jason, you get what I'm saying, right? Like there is a
I,
way to do that to
no,
where it's not the same. You're not supposed to
it's
copy it.
it's like it was a different time travel, and Terrence and the rest of the people that thought it didn't like it, so it's stupid.
No. It just look the way that they implement that, and they had Professor Hulk trying to explain it, even though they had no idea what they were doing. You're not making any sense, Professor Hulk. There is no way you can tell me that this motherfucker can go interact with his dad. He can go fight himself. This dude can go
Okay,
in, and then
how
he
do
can
you
have
know that?
Loki, and then
What human has ever went back in time that
okay,
you
but here's
know
the
of?
thing. Okay, here's the
At the end of the
but here
day, y'all gotta remember this. This shit is fiction.
and here's the funny thing about that though. It's we're not talking. You never apply it to reality. You apply it to the world that they're in, which is the fictional
Yeah,
world. The
yeah,
fictional
but
world is
you
we've
are
already seen time travel though.
Terrence. You arguing like it's real. We
No,
don't. None
I'm
of us
arguing it in
know.
the fictional world of these characters.
No.
These
Okay.
Avengers are really irresponsible. Danny, what did Cap do at the end of the movie? What did Professor Hulk tell him? Danny, what did he tell him? He said, "Take the stones and come right back." And what did
Okay.
Cap do,
But this shit
Danny?
is
What
fake,
did Cap
Terrence.
do?
It don't matter.
But Danny, did
Jason,
he
who you
not
agree with?
break the rules?
No. Who do you agree with? Me or Terrence?
About the time travel, I didn't like
Yeah.
it. Time travel really, but at the same time it was different. Hold on, at the same time it was different. It was something that we didn't see, but it didn't make sense though. I'm with Terrence though. It didn't make sense.
Jason.
Listen.
Okay,
Listen.
forget the trigonometry, as Danny would say. Let's look at something basic. This requires no thought. When Hulk
Uh-huh.
told Cap, "Take the stones and come right back," that's simple, right? Everybody understands that. What did Captain America do? What did he do? He
He went.
created a whole entire new life.
Mm-hmm.
So he broke everything that Professor
And then
Hulk said,
timeline.
and he didn't just make one timeline, he made countless. This motherfucker decided not to fight Hydra. The world doesn't exist if Hydra takes it over. That's like
Mm-hmm.
that scenario in Crisis on Earth X when you had an entire planet that were of Nazis because the Nazis won. Hydra, they are the Nazis of the Marvel universe.
The
In fact, they
only
even
thing
have an Adolf Hitler.
The only thing I will say is I can't sit here and say that they did the time travel wrong because we don't know what the effects of time traveling would be. But I do say with what I've known, with what we've been shown, I just found the explanation that they gave. It was kind of little.
They said it.
It was stupid.
They made fun of themselves in the movie because they said, "Look, this ain't Back to the Future shit."
Yeah, I know.
That's what everybody said.
And that's what Marvel does. That's what Marvel does. They throw in one of those corny ass jokes to cover up the fact that their stuff is not making any sense. They did the same thing with the Mandarin. They even had War Machine himself in on the joke. They're like, "Is this supposed to be the Mandarin?" It was a highlighted scene which told us that they know what they're doing. It seems like they're just trying to see if people notice. In fact, the new trailer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, which is all about time travel. And for those of you, it's like, okay, the MCU, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is technically MCU, right? But I'm like, well, kind of, but not really. Right, Jason? Because they
Mhm.
never affect each other. The whole thing is about we have to find out what happened. This shit is blowing my damn mind, Jason and Danny. They have to go back in time and help Hydra so they can save the future, Jason, right?
Mhm.
In the little clip that they showed us that came out the other day, you have Shaw, which is Fitz's grandson or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And he was talking about the idea of time travel. He sounded very similar to what Professor Hulk said in Endgame. And the character named Mac, the big black dude, he was like, "We ain't doing none of that shit." And I was like, "Thank you." There was the only smart character to let him know that that shit is stupid and that's not how you do that. Because he said, now, Shaw explained it better than Professor Hulk. I'll give him that. He was talking about the different variations that, well, one thing wouldn't mess up the timeline, right? He kind of explained it like a pond, right? Right, Jason? Danny, you hear me?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. So the way he explained it was brilliant. Like that shield agent seems to be smarter than Professor Hulk, because that's what he said. He was like, well, if we do one thing differently in the timeline, it won't mess it up. But think of it as you got a big pond. So you throw a rock or a stick in there a couple times, the pond will ripple, but it will eventually form back to being the same old pond. The thing that we can't do is make a bunch of different changes and do too many things differently, because it would be the equivalent of building a dam in the water, and the water can't flow the way that it's supposed to, thereby in turn it fucks up the entire timeline. So and then Max said, well, because those are too many variables, and we can't really find out what's too much, how about we not do any of that shit and stick to the plan of why we're here? And that's how the clip ended. I started clapping. I was like, so Shaw explained it, that it's not as simple as it sounds, but you can fuck it up by doing too many things that you're not supposed to do. And Mac was like, well, let's not risk it, because we have no way of knowing how much is too much. We might think we're safe, and then we didn't fucked everybody else over. I'm like, that's how you explain that shit, not the bullshit
Yeah.
that I heard from Professor Hulk. And guess what?
Gotcha.
That's supposed to be in the MCU, right? Once again, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did it better. There you go. That's a Marvel property. Congratulations.
Good job. We've been on 3 hours and 15 minutes. I gotta go. Jason gotta go. We enjoyed it. Before we go, tell the people where they can find you at, Jason.
Yeah, well, I just actually changed the name of my channel, so I put it to my name, Bigger Ford Entertainment. You could find me there. I got a video coming up soon, and I'm always on this channel every Sunday, Equilibrium. You can catch me here, and then I'm going to be moving over to a stream with Rob tonight, so you can catch me there too. Hope you guys subscribe to my channel. Peace out.
Terrence, where can the people find you at, good sir?
Oh, yep. Danny, we boys, right? Like,
Yes, sir.
yep. You
Always.
know, like you know that there ain't no like real tension. I don't want the people to think that.
No,
Oh, no,
bro.
of course not,
No.
bro.
Oh yeah. No, no,
Uh-uh.
I'm just making sure, because you never know, the stream might end and Danny might be like, you deleting Terrence's number right now.
Negative.
We
Negative.
all know that.
All right,
Negative.
so but yeah, you can find me here with Danny, special stream because we had it on Sunday, and Danny had to step away, important work stuff, and then it was fun talking to Jason and stuff like that. Uh, and then you can find me, so you can find me here. And then Sunday, got our show Equilibrium. That's been, man, we done like what, more than 10 episodes or something like that now.
This is the 11th episode right here.
Okay, so yeah,
Boom.
and that's not counting all of the other streams that we've done together, and then all the special streams like today. So
Uh,
Hmm.
that's
this
cool. I feel
this is
like
this is the 11th equilibrium.
hmm that's
Um,
that's great.
yeah.
And then Tremaine Terrence is where you can find me, where I just talk about whatever I feel like talking about, and as long as you not too sensitive, I feel like you might get a kick out of it. But I want you to know, humans that are listening, that me, uh, Danny, and Jason, we are brothers and friends, and there's no sort of malice or anything like that,
Absolutely.
unless Danny and
No.
Jason get together off stream and try to murder me. Yeah, like
No. But I am Danny. This is my we're doing this show on my channel Comet Chat, but this is our show collectively. We call Equilibrium. Like I said, this is a special edition of Equilibrium because like I said, I had to do some things Tuesday, so my two buddies carried the load. So I just want to repay them back. I meant doing the 2 hours, but we did 3 hours and 18 minutes, which is not a problem either. But
Hmm.
I want to thank Jason. He did a lot. He did two intros for me, which I think is fire. I love them both. My new intros for this show, and I got one for my own show that I do from time to time.
But you
And
guys said you guys are going to another stream. What's happening?
Robert
Yeah.
at 11.
Damn, y'all be leaving me in the dark and shit. I'm actually in the dark right now.
If you get Twitter like we do, then you might get these little notifications there.
Okay, now you sound like Fatal J earlier. He was like, "Well, Terrence, you could have been on the stream if you had a Twitter." I'm like,
hey, that's right, bro. But I'm gonna go out with the new intro, which I'm gonna make my outro now, which I think is fire. So until we see y'all Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all stay safe and stay cool.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.